Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Let me put this down too. I should have been here earlier. Nice catch right there. Gonna go with that green. Let's go with that green. Get some of that green bean. Let me pull up a couple things here. I am already late. Cowboys were able to go down the field and score a touchdown as I expected them to. I don't think anyone's surprised to see that. Eagles and Cowboys going at it here. That's what you like to see. That's what you like to see. That's what you like to see. Gotta make sure everything's all good. What's going on, Josh? I apologize for my delay. I was busy with something. I had to record the video, the reaction video to the Ravens win. So because of that, you're going to be seeing me in the middle of this, like trying to upload this video. So we'll have some times where I'm legit just like working on uploading the video and stuff like that. So just be on the lookout. But that video is going to come out today. I wanted to give my initial reactions. So that's what took a bit too long. You know, after the game, I was watching the end of the Bills and Chiefs, and I wanted that game to just finish so I could actually do my recap for the Ravens Lions. But that game was going on a long time. The Chiefs ended up losing, and I'm like, okay, well now finally after it's done, I can go ahead and make this video. So I've already recorded my reaction to the Ravens Lions game. Now I'm going to be working on uploading it while we're doing the commentary here for Sunday Night Football. So we're going to have time to do that. We'll try to do what we can. Meanwhile, it's a 2nd and 11, and Hurts over the middle to Devontae Smith, who drops the pass. That's incomplete. That's incomplete. If he holds on to the football, we can count that as a completion, but that is incomplete. This is a heated rivalry. Cowboys were able to strike first. They went down the field, scored a touchdown. Eagles now find themselves in a 3rd and 11 situation. I think this is the night Dallas beats I'm telling you, this Eagles team, I don't trust it. I don't like what I've been seeing. I think Dallas can take them. Another delay's coming. That's a clear false start. That's a clear false start. You can keep pointing. That's a false start. You can keep pointing. That's a clear false start. That's a clear false start. We don't even need to pretend. That is a clear false start. I saw the Vikings and Raiders score. It's been a while since we've seen that. Clear false start. The Eagles offense is doing nothing to start this game. What's going on, Simple? Again, I apologize for my delay. I was cooped up with something. I had to make this video. I'm still like trying to finish editing it and developing it so that I can upload it. But I had to make the video of my reaction to the Ravens-Lions game. I was able to get that done, so we are good for that. I'm just going to be uploading it while we're doing our live stream here. So it's 3rd down and 16 here for the Eagles. They're getting ready to punt the football. I don't think the Cowboys defense is giving up a 3rd and 16. Hurts, deep drop back here. Hurts is going to step up. Hurts fires. Oh my God, Devontae Smith was left open. How can the Cowboys defense give up a 3rd and 16? Well, the Cowboys defense has been like this all season, so I said this on my Thursday night stream. I already said this. If there's any reason that we can point to as to why the Cowboys are going to lose in the playoffs, it's going to be because of this defense. Another 1st down picked up here. It's 1st and goal for the Eagles, but a flag is on the play. Offensive pass interference. Offensive pass interference on the Eagles. A.J. Brown got caught lacking.
You're going to see the late adjustment here by Brown to get in the way of the Dallas.
All right, let's go with that. Relax, Chiefs fans. You got Patriots Sunday. There's no way you're losing again, right? Yeah, you'd be surprised. They can't beat the Niners anyway. They're not going anywhere. Don't think the Cowboys can beat them. I already picked the Niners to go to the Super Bowl. I stand by that statement. I think the Cowboys will lose to the Niners. But I think the Cowboys can beat the Eagles, though. I think this Eagles team is very exploitable. I honestly believe this Cowboys team can beat this Eagles team. And questions are going to be answered here. Jalen Hurts keeps it himself and pretty much gains all of it back. I think he fumbled the ball here. But he was down. Nope, it's gonna be Cowboys ball. But we're gonna see. I'm pretty sure Jalen Hurts was ruled down. I'm pretty sure Jalen was ruled down. We're gonna find out. If not, Cowboys are gonna get this ball on a turnover because Hurts fumbled the ball. He was ruled down. Let me see this. Oh, he fumbled it. That's a clear fumble. Jalen Hurts clearly fumbled that ball. Cowboys are gonna get the ball. They forced a turnover here. Oh, Dallas is looking to make a statement this year. Dallas is looking to make a statement this game. They're ready tonight to make a statement. That is a clear fumble. Cowboys defense makes the play, makes the stop, forces a turnover on Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts this year with 15 turnovers, 10 picks, 5 fumbles lost. That's not a good look for him. These are things that's just not good. Well, Cowboys winning this game easy. Yeah, Nicholas, because we could decide whether or not a team's going to win based off of what happens in the first quarter. I mean, if we're going to use that type of mindset, we might as well say they're, you know what, nah, I'm going to leave it. Think the Dolphins-Ravens game will get flexed? I've been saying that for weeks now. I've been saying for weeks it's getting flexed. I think they're going to flex that to Sunday Night Football. I've been saying that for weeks now. Packers-Vikings, nobody wants to see that on primetime. They're going to flex the Ravens-Dolphins game. I've been saying that for weeks now. New Year's Eve, and you want to torture people by giving them Vikings-Packers on New Year's Eve? Come on, man. No way they're going to stick with that. When you got a battle for the number 1 seed in the AFC, they're just going to like, nah, we don't want that. They're not doing that. Week 17, Sunday Night Football, New Year's Eve, Packers-Vikings. They're not doing that. They're not keeping arguably the best game, potentially game of the week matchup in the Ravens and the Dolphins. They're not keeping that at 1 p.m. and then having the Packers-Vikings be on Sunday Night Football. They're not doing that. The league knows what works. They know what works. Packers-Vikings compete for the wild card spot. Yeah, but here's the difference. The Ravens and the Dolphins are competing for the number 1 seed. They're already two teams that look like they're going to win their division. They're competing for the number 1 seed. That's not to mention you're going to have 2 great teams on Sunday Night Football. Ain't nobody care about watching the Vikings on Sunday Night Football. What are the Vikings? Just from a fan standpoint, who the hell wants to sit back and watch the Packers and Vikings, especially after the way the Vikings played today? The NFL's not done. But the Packers are competing for wild card. That's cool. By week 17, who knows what's going to happen? With the way the Vikings are going, the Vikings could be out of the playoff race. Who knows? Like, what's going to sell more? Vikings, Packers on Sunday Night Football or Dolphins, Ravens on Sunday Night Football? We know what the league wants. If they choose to leave Packers, Vikings, they're just making a huge mistake. But again, it's up to them to make that type of choice. I personally wouldn't. I mean, just as an entrepreneur, I personally wouldn't. First down. Oh, wow. Immediately a flag. False start on the offense.
Let's go back to the Dallas touchdown. That flag that was picked up. Yeah, you're going to see the hold, if you will, with Tyler Smith, number 73, working against Jordan Davis as Dak scrambles to his left. Will you see a little jersey tug? Sure will. Was it enough to amount to a penalty as they interpreted it on the field? No.
After the Chiefs lost today, what do you think of them? They're still the same to me, but they're a team that you have a lot more question marks of compared to previous years. Like, we have question marks. At the end of the day, Mahomes still Mahomes, Kelsey still Kelsey. The defense plays well, and Andy Reid still Andy Reid. But that receiving core is not to be trusted. And if there's anything that's going to stop this team from repeating as champs, it's that failure of a receiving core that continues to disappoint. And for Kadarius Toney, they need to cut him. Kadarius Toney is out here actively costing them games. 2nd and 9. Dak's got time. Dak's going to step up. Dak's got pressure in his face. He's going to get the ball off. Incomplete. Slay makes the stop. 3rd down coming up here for the Cowboys.
And Slay, I'm trying hard not to say Darius in this process, but he's over there working on Cooks. We all know about the speed of Cooks down the field. And yet there is Slay, who's been doing this for
Chiefs receiving course top 5 worst in the league. They look awful, bro. They look awful. 3rd down and 9 here. Gotta see if this Eagles defense can make a stop and get the ball back to Hurts in that offense. Empty backfield here for Dak. Dak's got time. Dak's gonna step up. Dak's gonna fire downfield. Perfect throw to CeeDee Lamb. And the Cowboys are gonna move the chains here and keep the drive alive. 1st down and 10. The AFC's wild. They're currently 5-7-16 fighting for that wild card spot. Yep, which is exactly why you can't afford to lose football games. Like I said entering the year, 10 wins is not enough to get you a wild card spot this year. 10 wins is not enough in the AFC to guarantee a playoff spot. No. You need potentially 11, maybe even 12 wins. Who knows? But 10 wins is not enough to get you a wild card spot. Consider how you got 5-7-6 teams. You better be 11-6 by the end of the season. 10-7 does not guarantee you a wild card spot. 2nd down coming up here for the Cowboys. Yeah, the Eagles defense is just getting exposed. Just want to put that out there. I'm all in. I'm all in. I'm all in on the Cowboys winning this tonight. I'm sorry. I don't believe. I've been watching the Eagles. They have been showcasing themselves being incredibly fraudulent. I'm not a believer. I'm not a believer in what I'm seeing with Philadelphia right now. They feel like a team that's setting you up for failure before they even get there. There's 6-7-6 teams. Because the Broncos won today. Dak over the middle. He was looking for Gallup on 3rd and 2. It got broken up. So Dallas might be forced to punt, or they could be aggressive here, knowing Philly's Philly, and say, screw that, we ain't punting. Let's go for it. Hey. Okay. I see. The offense is gonna go for it here on 4th down. Mike McCarthy's feeling lucky tonight. He's feeling lucky tonight, and he wants to go for this. Here we go. 4th down and 2. Got to stay fundamentally sound. Give Dak some time, and he's going to find his man. They're going to run it here on 4th and 2. And the Eagles defense, they're fraudulent. They can't make a stop. 1st down, Cowboys. Like I said, I am not a believer. The Eagles have showcased to me exactly why I didn't pick them. I picked the Niners over them for a reason. They are not the same team they were last year. So now another 1st down here. Dallas is going to have a chance to go up 14 with the way they're playing. They're already in Eagles territory. 1st and 10. Pollard's going to get the ball. And look at Pollard just running past these Eagles defenders. Philadelphia is playing soft. Philly's playing soft. They're playing so soft. Don't tell me it's a hold. Damn it. Eagles are trash. They're not trash. They're just very, very questionable. They might be fraudulent. Mahomes was furious. We would have won if Tony wasn't offsides. Well, I mean, you would have had to lead if Tony wasn't offsides. Who knows what Josh Allen does with the way your defense has been in some cases. Though I think your defense makes a stop against them. But you would have had to lead. You think the Ravens will actually show up in the playoffs? I don't know. I would hope so. You would assume you would get tired of losing. You'd be tired of a team that can win their division, be able to have the talent and the ability to compete for a title, just to go to the playoffs and fall short. You would assume they would get tired of it. That pass got batted down, 1st and 20, incomplete. 2nd down coming up here for the Cowboys. Man, this would be a big opportunity for the Cowboys to take advantage of if they're able to. But yeah, Tony gotta go, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Kadarius Toney gonna have to go. This guy is unacceptable with the way he's played. Oh, a delayed handoff, and he almost broke it to the outside and got some huge yardage. But they still made the stop. 3rd down coming up here for the Cowboys.
Significant part of this team has become this year the leading tackler for Philly. Yeah, so you need 7 now. You need 7 yards. The long for Aubrey is right there at that 58-yard mark. So Mike McCarthy knows what he's looking for here. So the Eagles will have to protect against the 1st down, and they'll try to take advantage with something inside.
3rd down and 17 here. Dak takes a snap. Pressure's coming quickly. He's going to step up, fire, incomplete. They're going to have to punt this. Oh, flag on the play. What's the flag for? What's the flag for?
It's been the 7th accepted penalty this 1st quarter. 4th on the Eagles.
Wow. This defense is embarrassing. This is sad.
Slade is one of those veteran guys who gets away from that every once in a while. It's surprising.
Oh, no. Sorry, I'm in the middle of doing some stuff here. Like I said, I have to put this video up for you guys. So Philly's just out here finding ways to cost themselves the game. They're going to be down 2 scores. Dak's going to take the snap on 1st down. The pressure's coming. He's going to step up. He's going to take off, and no one's going to stop him. Dak's going to pick up the 1st down and more and slide beautifully. And another flag on the play. Please do not be a hold. Another holding call on the offense. Good Lord. At this point, what do you even do? This is crazy. How do you keep making these mistakes? Okay, so we got to do this again. So, 1st and 20. Dak, quick throw. Off of the hands of the receiver. Incomplete. Man, Dallas, you just out here making mistakes for no reason. So 2nd and 20 here. Here we go. Dak stepping up in the pocket, fires over the middle, nearly picked off. Ooh, careful, Dak, careful. Nearly picked off there. Third down and 20 here. You want another incompletion if you're the Eagles. Not looking for another flag here. Dak over the middle. It is dropped again. So out of nowhere, the Eagles defense still finds a way to make a stop. And now they're going to punt for the first time in 17 days.
Punts against the Seahawks. And let's see if Brian Agner's going to come out here with the kicker Aubrey. So they're going to try a 60-yard.
They're going to try a 60-yard field goal. Hey, McCarthy's feeling lucky today. I don't know if I want to try a 60-yard field goal, but he's feeling lucky today. Good luck, bro, because if you don't hit that, Jalen Hurts and that offense is going to take over right there. Here we go. 60-yard field goal. Kick is up, and it's good. What a kick. And Dallas takes an early 10-0 lead here. A 60-yard field goal to give Dallas a 10-point lead. 10-0 lead early in Dallas. Will you stream Dolphins Titans? Probably not, but especially because I'm pretty sure I have things to do tomorrow. So I probably won't stream that. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Alright, so alright, now that's already done. So I just finished uploading my reaction video, or my recap video, for the Ravens-Rams game. So that's done. Now I can kind of get zoned in and chill out for the rest of the night. Tony has a lot of talent, but he's inconsistent with tons of mental errors. No point having him here. So what's the earliest we could win the AFC North? Week 17. Yeah, week 17. Week 17 is probably the earliest we could win a division. Assuming the Browns keep winning football games. And it depends. Week 17 would be the case. If the Chiefs lose one more game, it's wild card for them, potentially. Because the Denver Broncos are officially knocking on the door. The Broncos are knocking on the door. They are one game behind the Chiefs for that first place in the AFC West. And Denver is getting hot, and they're winning games at the right time. So, yeah, they could potentially become a wild card team if they don't be careful. That home playoff game won't be able to help them out if they can't get it done here. Tom Brady was too nice saying this is a lot of mediocre play. It's just, again, it is what it is. A lot of terrible errors, a lot of bad play overall, so he's not wrong. NFL offense is gone. I wouldn't say NFL offense is gone. It's just this year, NFL offense has been terrible. Last year, the offense did not look like this. NFL offense did not look like this last year. Hell, last year we were questioning whether or not NFL defense was gone. This year, we're watching defense play well. Now we're questioning where NFL offense is. Next year, we'll probably get a mix of both. Dallas needs the Cardinals to beat the Eagles. They cannot tie with the Eagles at the end. I don't think they'll tie with them at the end. I know that because they don't want to. I think the Eagles are the tiebreaker in that situation, but we'll see. If the Broncos win and the Chiefs lose, the Broncos take the lead in the division. I think the Broncos have a better division record right now, so that's potentially the case. What's going on, Urban? Appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, welcome to the Referee Flag Show tonight. Pretty much going to be all of that. So everybody get ready for a flag show. Because it's going to be disgusting. It's going to be sick. It's going to be what it usually is. So just prepare yourself for one of those type of nights here. Eagles get the ball down 10. Got to see what happens here. They're going to get it to Goddard, and Goddard's going to pick up some good yardage to help get them closer to a first down. Second down coming up here by the Eagles. Or second down coming up for the Eagles. That's better to say.
They can be great running the football. They can be great. This offensive line is arguably the best that there is in all of football. So as tremendous as Jalen Hurts has been and these receivers, sometimes it's that front line.
2nd down and 4 here. Eagles got to run one last play before the end of the first quarter. They're going to hand the ball off here, and Swift is going to be stopped about a yard short. 3rd down coming up here for the Eagles. And that right there is going to end the first quarter. The Dallas Cowboys dominating the first quarter of this football game. I think it's time to have that conversation about Jalen Hurts. Dude has been a turnover machine this year. Yeah, he hasn't been clean with the football this year. I understand he's playing hurt, but again, he has not been clean with the football this year. He has been a turnover machine this year. Absolutely. He knows he has to clean that up. He knows he has to play better. And what he's been doing for much of the season is just unacceptable. But despite him playing this way, they're still the #1 seed right now. So the hope and mindset is, if we can get our offense to play better, more consistent, and our defense to make more consistent stops, we'll be in a place where we'll be able to really take it the distance once again to get to the Super Bowl. And this time, we'll be able to get over the hump and win the Super Bowl.
I didn't come from a winemaking family. I came from a working class one. We'd all pitch in to put food on the table. It wasn't fancy, but it was full of love and laughter. When I started Josh Sellers, corn to make a wine worthy of pairing with this. Guys, I got a toast.
So I'm to hold his feet to the fire like they do Lamar. I'm not really interested in doing it. Again, I keep trying to tell you guys, stop caring about what the media says. Stop having the media impact you so much. The media is going to be the media, bro. There's no need to feed into it. They're about narratives. They're about pushing for clicks. Whatever works is whatever works. Lamar's going to get clicks no matter what. Stop letting the media get to you. Stop letting what they say impact you so much. I don't want to have to sit there every time another quarterback's having a bad performance. You better keep the same energy you keep for him as you do for Lamar. I don't care for what the media has to say. When Lamar plays good, they'll do what they want. They'll say whatever they want to say. When Lamar is playing bad, they'll crucify him as if he's the worst quarterback. I personally don't care. I don't let the media impact my overall takeaways for my team. I don't let the media impact my overall mindset and overall outlook of how I view my team or how I view a certain player. I don't, because I understand the media is about pushing narratives. Whatever it takes to get clicks. And I understand it. It's a business. It's a business of entertainment, and whatever gets clicks is what you're going to lean towards. What's the point in having a show where everybody agrees with each other and says everybody's great, nobody has problems, this guy's doing this and that, it's a team game? What's the point in saying all that? That doesn't get clicks. That's not entertaining. But calling out a quarterback, calling out a top-tier player, and saying you're not playing well, or sitting back and saying, oh, this guy is just, when he's like this, it's all sorts of bad. Again, they just do what they got to do. So I'm not going to sit here and necessarily feed into whatever the media is about. I personally don't care. Anywho, we're in a 3rd down and 2 situations for Philadelphia. They have to pick this 1st down up. Hurts. He fakes the handoff. He's going to fire downfield. It is going to be dropped by Devontae Smith. No flag on the play. And they're going to have to punt the football again. Philadelphia just can't get out of their own way. Why are they making these things so complicated? What's the quickest scenario we win the AFC North? I think Baltimore needs to win their next 2 games. And I think they'll need Pittsburgh to lose 1 and Cleveland to lose 2. Because at the end of the day, Baltimore, with the way they are right now at 10-3, the worst record they can have is 10-7. Cleveland's at 8-5. So Cleveland's at 8-5 and Pittsburgh's at 7-6. If Pittsburgh suffers 2 losses, so if Pittsburgh loses the next 2 weeks, they're automatically out of the race for the AFC North. Oh, they faked the punt. The Eagles faked the punt and they converted. The Eagles took a chance. They faked the punt and picked up the 1st down. Dallas knew they couldn't hand the ball right back to the Cowboys, and they faked the punt. I cannot believe Dallas was not prepared for a scenario like this. Wow. Cowboys got to be more aware in those situations. They always like doing that. How you feel about the Lions' loss? You're going to lose some tough games. They were in the exact same situation against the Bears, and they won. This time they lost. It's a divisional opponent. Then let's not forget, that's the NFC North. Divisional matchups are always weird. No matter how you look at it, one team could be terrible and the other team could be the best team in the league. Divisional matchups never make sense. Divisional matchups are always crazy. I don't look at the Lions any differently because of this loss today against the Bears. Nothing changes in my opinion about them. It's a divisional matchup. You're going to get games like that. Pittsburgh's looking horrible right now. We lost to them in week 5. Second down and 14 here. Eagles offense is doing nothing to help themselves out. Hurts takes a snap, fires across the middle. It's caught. This time Devontae Smith gets the catch. Detroit's downfall will be their defense. Urban, let me tell you a quick secret here about the NFC. Other than the Niners, every team's defense will be their downfall. The downfall of Philly will be their defense. The downfall of Dallas will be their defense. The downfall of the Lions will certainly be their defense. Those top-tier teams, other than the Niners, their downfall will be the defense. With the Niners, their downfall could be that offense if Brock Purdy doesn't show up. But for most, or a good chunk of those legit contenders, the downfall will be the defense. 3rd and 5, Hurts. He's going to take a shot down the field. It's dropped. He was going for A.J. Brown. They could not convert. 4th down. Well, since you were so gutsy to go for the what's it called? To go for the fake punt. Oh, A.J., you got to catch that. It's in your hands, A.J. Brown. A.J.'s got to catch that. A.J.'s got to catch that, dude. 52-yard field goal for Jake Elliott. He's 6 of 7 on 50-plus yard field goals this year. Let's see if he can add another. 52-yard field goal here for Jake Elliott. The snap, the kick, the hold. Woo! That ball was straight, but it was leaning towards that pylon. It's good. Philly gets something out of this to keep themselves in it. 12:34 left to go in the first half. Dallas up 10-3. Philadelphia was able to put something on the board. You know, Washington's downfall was the defense. Giants' downfall was the defense. A lot of the people's downfall in the NFC seems to be their defense. Meanwhile, in the AFC, their downfall has been the offense. If the Ravens' offense does not live up to expectations and play well, their downfall in the playoffs could be the offense. Because I don't know if the defense is going to consistently have performances like they did today. This is the worst performance they've had defensively all season. I don't know if they're going to be like that moving forward, but we'll have to see. Kansas City, we're clearly seeing it right now with KC. Their downfall is their offense. So, in the AFC, a lot of these teams, their downfall is the offense. Cleveland's downfall is the offense. If they're going to lose, it's not going to be because of that defense. It'll be because the offense wasn't able to get enough. But, hey, right now it's working out. Joe Flacco's playing well for them, and, hey, you see where that goes. You hope you can at least get a playoff game, a playoff win from this, but I don't see Cleveland actually winning or going the distance and getting to the Super Bowl. You just hope you can get a playoff win out of this. They're going to shock somebody. Probably the Ravens, because we see a lot of people sit back and say, oh yeah, watch, Joe gonna come back to Baltimore for a revenge game in the playoffs and he's gonna beat us. That would be, honestly, Billy Condup's kick and the AFC Championship game in 08, both for that would immediately be erased in terms of what would be considered the worst or most painful loss. Can you imagine that? Oh my God, I couldn't imagine Joe coming back here for a playoff game and sending us home. That would put the franchise in a frenzy. Not the franchise, that would put the fan base in a frenzy. There's no way you let this guy. Nah. I honestly would be left speechless, and I'll be like, oh, man, I really wouldn't know what to say. I'm like, we really ended up losing this game, and it's just like, well, we knew he could do this in the playoffs. That's why we gave him that contract. But, like, he wasn't getting us to the playoffs. So, how could he go to the... We'll be losing our minds. I don't see that happening, but there is a future where we end up taking on Cleveland. Let's just hope that's not the future we have to deal with. Let's hope they get bounced by somebody else or don't even make the playoffs. Based on what we've seen, they're going to make their playoffs. Their schedule's not that difficult down the stretch. So they're going to make the playoffs. How iconic do you think the Vikings-Raider game is going to be? Not really iconic. I mean, it'll be up there with that Steelers, what was it, the Steelers-Dolphins game on Monday Night Football that ended in 3-0. I think that was a Steelers-Dolphins game. There was a Monday Night Football game where the Steelers won 3-0. But that one was in the rain and the mud. This one was with clean and clear environments. That just means both teams are terrible. But in that case, yeah, Ben Roethlisberger on that one. So it's like you at least had a great quarterback. Whereas in the Raiders and the Vikings case, you're dealing with both backup quarterbacks. That's funny. Everyone loves the Omaha from Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning's Omaha. It's nice. Everybody enjoys the Aaron Rodgers Green 19. I don't know how people feel about the Dak Prescott here we go snap. It's like, here we go, said Hunt. I don't know how people feel about that. Not going to lie, this year's Eagles team reminds me a lot of the 2017 Steelers. Both had a top-notch offense with weapons and a great defensive line. Both of their secondaries with the downfall of the team. Would not be surprised if that ends up being the case. You could see the Eagles getting the #1 seed and losing in a division round matchup against, let's say, the Packers. Or maybe the Rams. I think the Rams would be a better comparison. 2nd and 8. Dak fires over the middle. Perfect throw. And Schultz. No, that's not Schultz. Ferguson. Huge gain there. And that's going to move the chains into Eagles territory. I find it more hilarious. A team can't put up points in normal weather. You'll see things occasionally in the NFL. One week a team will put up all the possible points. They'll score like 60 plus points. And then another week they'll come out and score like 12. I'm really tired of watching the Eagles play horrible football in the first half. And then in the second half of games, they find a way to just BS themselves a win. I'm really tired of that. First down and 10 here for the Cowboys. Dak hands the ball off to Pollard. And it's about to be a 5-yard gain. No, not 5-yard, 4-yard gain. So it's a 4-yard gain here. 2nd down coming up for the Cowboys.
Here's Leonard. His decision came down to Dallas or Philly. Really, his relationship with Nick Sirianni is a...
Yeah, buddy, you should have chose Dallas. I mean, I'm not trying to say you made the wrong choice, but you should have chose Dallas. Listen, I am of the mindset that Dallas is going to beat the Eagles in the playoffs if they meet up. I hope they meet in the wild card game. I hope the Niners get the 1 seed and Philly and Dallas meet in the wild card game. Philly would have the worst experience possible losing to Dallas in the wild card round. And then in the divisional round, the Niners will take care of Dallas. So I think that would be perfect for me. They're not getting past San Francisco. That's my mindset. They're not beating the Niners. That's it. How do you feel about playing in Jacksonville next Sunday on Sunday Night Football? Oh, yeah, we are playing Sunday Night Football against Jacksonville. I feel fine. I'm fine with us having a primetime game against Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville, they're reeling. They're definitely reeling from that loss today against the Browns. But I think they'll be more prepared to try and take us on. I expect it to be another tough game, another close game, because Jacksonville understands that they can't afford to lose that game because they do have the Texans right behind them. Look at this Eagles defense look like trash. You think Staley's going to get fired this week? No. Probably not going to get fired till the end of the season because they don't want to put anyone else there. Brandon Staley's keeping his job until the end of the season. That's just what I think. And then after that, they may discuss whether or not they want to move off of him. Either way, the Chargers season is most likely done. I'm perfectly fine with Sunday Night Football against Jacksonville. I ain't got a problem with it. I believe 3 of our final 4 games are going to be primetime games. And look at CeeDee Lamb here getting themselves inside the red zone because Philly's defense is a bunch of fraudulent beings. They're not tough. They're not tough. They're not physical. I want to say this right now. The Philly defense is not a physical defense. They're not tough. You've shown me nothing here. You're not tough. You're not tough. You're not tough. You're not tough.
Some of this misdirection now really come into play and slow down, in particular, the pass rush of the Eagles.
Dallas is showing you guys you're not tough. We're tougher and more physical than you. First down and 10 here by the Cowboys. They're going to run this ball here. Pick up a couple yards. Second down coming up here for the Cowboys. Second down and 3 here. Dak's going to hand the ball off to Pollard. Pollard is going to get smacked. Picks up 2. He's going to be short. Third down coming up here for the Cowboys. But yeah, I mean, the Cowboys are just showing everybody that the Eagles are not tough. They pretend to be tough, but they're not tough. They're not tough. They're not tough. I'm sorry. Philly has not shown... I could say they're resilient because they've constantly gone into halftimes being down by double digits. They got a level of resiliency to them, but I don't like having my football team every single week going into halftime down double digits. Every week we got to fight back. That just doesn't bode well come playoff time. But Eagles fans don't want to admit that. Third down and 1, obviously they pick up the first down because, again, Philly's not tough. I've already said this. I came here tonight. I know I'm supposed to be like, oh yeah, hating on Dallas and stuff, but I call it how I see it. Philly has been very suspect to me over the last couple weeks. They've been very suspect to me over the last couple weeks, and I saw how that first matchup went against Dallas. Philly was lucky to survive that one, and I just think Dallas is going to tear them apart today. And so far, they're on the verge of taking a 14-point lead here. First and goal. Dak's not letting this slide. Look at this. Easy money. Pollard. He got that. They said he's short. He's getting the touchdown. This defense is soft. The defense is soft. They are not tough. Philly, your defense is not tough. You're not going to convince me you're tough. I've been to Annapolis plenty of times. So yeah, I've definitely been to Annapolis.
Now we're seeing a little bit more of a balanced running attack with Dowdle and Pollard, both of them in there. But I was waiting for one of these offenses.
Second down and goal here for the Dallas Cowboys. To give them a 14-point lead, I want them to quarterback sneak this. Play action. Ferguson gets the ball smacked out of his hands. Third down and goal coming up here. Weird time. Chiefs 8-5. Something unexpected. I mean, people always said that there were going to be years where they weren't going to be top seed of the top seed. For as much as success the Chiefs have had, there's been 2 years where they were not the number 1 seed. In 2018 they were. 2019 they weren't. 2020 they were. 2021 they weren't. 2022 they were. And now 2023 they're not. So it's not like they've gotten the number 1 seed every single year. Third down and goal. You're not tough, Philly. Did they make a stop? No, he got that. They're going to say he's short. Wow, really? I'm going for this. I'm going for this. Man, look, if you're Dallas, use your own variation of the tush push. He's in. He's in. He's in. That's a touchdown. Challenge this. That's a touchdown. That's a touchdown. Which, yeah, that's a touchdown. The Cowboys are going to challenge this. That looks to be a touchdown. They should win this challenge.
Does it still count as ending the night with McDonald's?
about the same thing will happen if we get the 1 seed. Who knows? If you don't want to come out rusty, just prepare yourself. But again, I'm not really here to talk about one coming out rusty or not. That's just making excuses. You're just making excuses at that point. They're not the first seed that has been in that position where they've had to come out rusty. Yeah, how about Joe Flacco? Yeah, Flacco's doing his thing. He's showcasing he's still got something left. I don't see anything. I mean, we're gonna figure out. I think they're gonna have an MRI for Kyle Hamilton. It would be a devastating loss. A devastating loss if all of a sudden they rule it. Oh, yeah, it's what's it called? Touchdown. That wasn't difficult. So Dallas scores a touchdown and takes a 2-possession lead. Charles, did you not watch the game? Did you not realize when that Kyle Hamilton got injured? Did you not watch the game where we said Kyle Hamilton got injured? And he wasn't in the game in the fourth quarter? So Dallas takes a 2-possession lead. They're up 14 in this game. You think Arthur Smith would be fired? Doubt it until the end of the season. He reminds me of Adam Gase when it comes to... I mean, he probably will be fired, but who knows? I don't know what the Falcons are thinking. Two teams are fighting for 49. Yeah, that's true. That is true. So Dallas is up 17-3. Who gets the ball coming out of half? To be honest, I don't know. I think Philadelphia gets the ball coming out of half. Didn't Dallas get the ball in the opening drive? I came in a little bit later, so I don't know. I assume Dallas got the ball first, so the Eagles get the ball coming out of halftime. By the way, if the Dallas Cowboys win this one, the whole talk about them not being able to beat teams over 500, that ends tonight. That straight up ends tonight. No, I don't know what he suffered a knee injury. He suffered a knee injury. Kyle Hamilton suffered a knee injury. First down and 10 here for the Eagles. Eagles got to do something here. They're going to run this ball, pick up a good chunk of yardage. Second down coming up for the Eagles. Jalen Hurts drops back, finds A.J. Brown, quick first down picked up here. Eagles moving the chains. They're going to have to go quick. First down and 10 here. 5:10 left to go here in the first half. Eagles need to get something going. Direct snap here, and Jalen Hurts took the ball himself. Picked up a couple yards. Second out coming up here for the Philadelphia Eagles. All in all, before I get ready to wind things down, all in all, today was a good game. Still saying that it looks, we'll see what happens in the second half of this game, but it looks like that Ravens-Rams game is definitely the best game of this week. The Buccaneers and Falcons had a game that did come down to the wire, so that was actually pretty cool. The Bears took care of the Lions, which again, the Lions are looking very sus, but again, it's a divisional game, so who knows. The Bengals handily took care of the Colts. Now they're back in the playoff race. The Browns do a good job in holding off the Jaguars. They pick off Trevor Lawrence 3 times. Second down and 2 here. Nice run to pick up the first down for the Eagles. They are able to deal with Trevor Lawrence. Flacco has 3 touchdowns to pick. Trevor Lawrence had 3 touchdowns, 3 picks. That's ultimately why they lost. So Browns they go to 8-5. Saints destroy the Panthers 28-6. The Jets manhandled the Texans. C.J. Stroud got injured, got concussed. He got concussed and ultimately knocked out the game. They go to 5-8. Meanwhile, Texas dropped to 7-6. And then the Vikings game was 3-0. The Niners and Seahawks game was 28-16. Bills and Chiefs was not exciting, tough to the end. Bills got the win, advanced to 7-6. Meanwhile, Chiefs dropped down to 8-5. And then the Broncos handled the Chargers, so they're 7-6. First and 10, Hurts doing a little bit of running himself. He's gonna slide. So yeah, that Ravens-Rams game definitely was the best game of the day. Unless this game finds its way to get to overtime. I don't think anything's beating that Rams game.
Mike, here's what I think's a mistake, though. As a quarterback, when you're going to run the football, but keep it in a passing position. Because otherwise, those defensive backs are going to come flying up and they see you with a touchdown.
Second down and 11 here for the Eagles. 3 minutes left to go in this first half. Philadelphia not trying to go into halftime, down huge. Hurts is going to take the snap. There's pressure coming. Hurts floats the ball down the field. An adjustment for A.J. Brown. He makes the catch. A little bit of a back shoulder throw, if I do say so myself. Huge pickup here. A.J. Brown turning around, getting the ball on his little back shoulder fade here. Got it. Got the knee down. First down, Eagles. Got to see if they can cap this drive off with a touchdown. Here we go, a quick snap, quick throw here. It's caught by Dallas Goedert, and boy, is he going to be dropped behind the line of scrimmage. The Eagles are probably going to run this clock down to the 2-minute warning, so we'll see what happens after that.
Yeah, but he's been picking on offense all season long. He leads the NFL with 8 interceptions, an NFL record, 5 pick sixes, NFC Defensive Player of the Month in November. He has been sensational.
Second and 11. Of course, they're not going to run anything, but yeah, they're gonna let it drop down to the 2-minute warning. Eagles down 14. 2 minutes left to go in the first half. They desperately need to get it a touchdown here to make it a 10-point game. Let me actually do some checking here. Sorry, give me a second here. I'm just checking some stats. Let me see. Okay, 2's not bad. Okay.
Prepare to be amazed.
It's a pinch me moment that I get to be in this film.
There's nothing like that. I've never been a part of things like this.
Okay. Yeah, now let me check. Doing a little bit of things here for play-by-play. Dallas did get the ball first. Dallas got the ball the opening drive. So Philadelphia, yeah, Dallas got the ball first. So Philadelphia gets the ball coming out of halftime, which means scoring a touchdown here would be major positive news for the Eagles. It would be huge for them to score a touchdown here.
Very much larger than life. Fine. Bless your muscles.
Andy Reid wasn't happy that he wasn't told by the officials that Tony was offsides. They usually do notify the coach when that's happening. When they try to notify the players, they try to tell them to scoot up a little bit at times. Because again, on the offense, you should never be offsides offensively. Defensively, that's a different conversation. Also, Mahomes was heated. I don't know who he was going after. They had several of the players had to hold Mahomes back. I think he was going after the refs or something. I don't know. Either way, 2nd and 11 here for the Philadelphia Eagles. 2 minutes left to go. Hurts is going to take the snap. Pressure's coming. Hurts is going to get so warmed and sacked. And that is not what you wanted to see if you are the Philadelphia Eagles. And now Dallas is going to call a timeout because they want to get this football back and see if they can put some points on the board before halftime. At some point, wow, how do you... Hurts. He stands in the pocket. That pocket collapses quickly. Yeah, it was a great day at the bank. It was a great day at the bank. Players with 12 sacks in each of their first 3 seasons. Micah Parsons and Reggie White. That is fantastic company to be on. Funny enough, you're showcasing Reggie White, who was a former Eagle himself. That's funny. Third down and 18 here for the Eagles. Do you have any kind of big play you can get down the field? You're in field goal range, so you don't want to risk turning the ball over here. You're obviously going to look for A.J. Brown in this situation. Oh, they're sending everybody. That ball got knocked down, incompleted, didn't even give it a chance. 4th and 18 here. They're going to have to kick another field goal. C.J. Stroud, Justin Herbert, and Jake Browning got injured today. What's going on this season is cursed when it comes to injuries. Injuries have always been a part of the game. Sometimes we get lucky that injuries don't affect most teams. Other times, we don't get lucky. This is a season we don't get lucky, and injuries are affecting everybody all over the place. You know, we get seasons where we're not even dealing with a lot of injuries. You know, guys are still going to get lost, but, like, it's never something major. Love how I'm trying to fix this thing. Jake Elliott going to kick that field goal here. 44-yard field goal as I try to fix my camera. And he barely makes the field goal. It was so close to missing. Come on, camera. Stop acting up like that. So it's a 11-point game. The Cowboys are up. The Cowboys are up 17-6 as my camera just can't seem to focus for absolutely no reason. $11-point game here. Just under 2 minutes left to go. Dallas is going to get the ball with a chance to potentially extend their lead before halftime. Why is my camera doing this all the time? Do you not see the motion? And it won't even focus now. I'm going to have to get a new camera because this is just tedious. I've been dealing with this camera for years, and it legit never seems to want to focus. Hello? Focus! I'm going to probably just deal with it. It'll figure itself out when it figures itself out. Yeah, Mahomes was definitely pissed, bro. This Mahomes was definitely pissed. Did Kyle Hamilton tear his ACL? I don't know. I didn't hear any report about him tearing his ACL.
Thanks so much for reminding me.
They said he's going to get an MRI. He has a knee injury, but I didn't hear anything about him tearing his ACL. So Dallas is going to have a chance to extend their lead before halftime.
You refer to these special investigators as your friends. You have your own trouble.
They were tortured, and they're coming after us. Good. Why'd you ever hit me so hard? I don't hit soft.
What are our directives?
They put bad guys in jail.
That's got good instincts. That's got good everything.
Ah, man, my camera is just acting up. I don't like this camera. I've had it for years. Oh, now you want to get fixed. What caused you to fix up? This camera is so weird. Either way, Dallas is going to get the ball with under 2 minutes left to go. And we'll get to see if Dak is able to add... Dak's able to add more points to their lead. It's very weird watching this Christmas iteration here. This is weird. They're doing a little Home Alone thing with the Cowboys here, and apparently Dak's pulling off all these crazy, wacky tricks on all these teams. So the Cowboys have won each of the last 5 home games versus the Eagles. It's the second longest streak in team history. So they're looking to keep that up. Meanwhile, Philly, they can't get anything going offensive. They can't seem to find the end zone. And that Dallas defense has been more physical. Just want to point that out. The Dallas defense has been more physical, but it's nothing new for the Eagles to go down double digits at halftime. They pulled off all these comeback victories here. Don't think it's going to happen against Dallas tonight, but who the hell knows? First down and 10. Dak, quick throw. Nice catch here. Couple yards picked up. Second down coming up here for the Cowboys.
What it all means here tonight, in the winter of time, the Eagles clinch a playoff spot. They'll be the first to do so. But Dallas trying to get to a tie at 10-3 atop the NFC East. But again, we reiterate, the way it plays out, if Philly wins out, even with a loss tonight, they win the division.
So if Philly wins out even with the loss, they win the NFC East. That's crazy. Dallas trying to get something going. A perfect throw by Dak Prescott to Michael Gallup for the first down. So Dallas, even if they win this game, they're still not guaranteed a chance to win the NFC East. That's crazy. Do you believe the Chiefs' cockiness will cost them if things keep going like this? The Chiefs haven't been cocky this year. If anything, it's just been frustrating. The fans have said something. Oh, Dak got taken down badly, but he is okay. Crazy sack right there. But yeah, the Chiefs players haven't been cocky this year. If anything, they've just been frustrated. I guess the fans have been cocky, but I haven't seen much talk from Chiefs fans. They've mostly just been talking about how awful their receiving core is. So I haven't heard a lot of cockiness from them this year. I haven't heard a lot of cocky talk from their fan base this year. It's been a very frustrating year for the Chiefs because they know what they can be, but this receiving core keeps holding them back. And it's hard to sit back and say, well, the receivers are terrible. You're the reason why we're losing games. You can't start pointing the finger at players because that's how you divide the locker room. So no, I don't think that they've been cocky or arrogant this year. I just think they haven't executed offensively down the stretch when they've needed to. And that, honestly, will cost them. The way the production they're getting from the receiving core and the execution aspect we'll see from the receiving core down the stretch, that's going to cost them. Not this cocky attitude that they have not been showcasing this year. Rashee Rice is a top 20 receiver, though. Then just having one good... first of all, Rashee Rice being a top 20 receiver is debatable to many people. Very debatable. Very debatable. We're not going to sit back and pretend that's the case. Very debatable. Nice catch here by Brandon Cooks. And he's all over him there. That's got to be pass interference. So that's very debatable. Number two, just because you have one good receiver, it does not make up for everything else that's wrong here. Yes, you still got Travis. Travis Kelce's getting doubled every play. So if all you have is Rashee Rice... that's not going to be enough when you have to, especially knowing Mahomes does not like to single out one guy or target one guy. When you got Tony dropping passes and literally cost you games, MBS not doing anything. None of these other receivers stepping up and doing anything for you. It's a problem. It's an issue. It's a legitimate issue.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both by the same player. Pass interference, defense, number 22. Also, while committing that act of pass interference, face mask, personal foul.
Good Lord Almighty, this defense is pathetic. Eagles defense is sad. Eagles defense is... how do you make that idiotic display? Eagles defense is just sad. I hope they put up another touchdown on you guys. Y'all gonna be exposed on national television for frauds. Y'all are gonna be exposed on national television. The Eagles are gonna have a chance to expose the Eagles while also proving that they can beat teams over 500. Hell, people think this is the best team in the NFC. They're going to have a chance to beat them.
So it was the face mask.
Because this defense is soft.
Because of the face mask, we will also force an additional 15 yards from the spot of the foul.
This defense for the Eagles is soft. Am I worried about? I can't speak on it. I don't know. I have to wait to get information. I'm not gonna sit here like, oh, I'm worried about Kyle Hamilton's injury. I don't know. I'm gonna wait till information comes. Injuries happen. Injury happens. I didn't worry about Mark Andrews' injury until they gave me the report that he's out with an ankle injury for the season. So I'm not gonna worry about Kyle Hamilton's. I don't have any information. For all I know, it could have just been a bad sprain, and he's gonna be fine. Dak's gonna take off here. And he's going to be dropped right there. 36 seconds left. Timeout. Timeout Cowboys. They are in field goal range, so they can make this a 26 game. You just hope this Eagles defense doesn't choke and give up a touchdown. 1 seed is ours. Fraudulent Eagles. I hate to tell you this. Oh, wait. You're not. Yeah, man, I forgot. You're right. You guys are probably getting the 1 seed. I picked y'all to get to the Super Bowl, so I'm not surprised to see the Niners having a chance to get to the 1 seed.
Special rewards for new parents. We're not stopping there. We think even cat ladies deserve rewards. Left-handed people, people with birthdays, recent grads who can't move on with their lives.
So yeah, Niners have a good shot to get this.
We found on the internet can be automatically enrolled in the Progressive Loyalty Program and get special rewards. Even people who just got back from Europe.
It's actually pronounced croissant. I was just in Europe.
No, what was it? Fireball. What am I supposed to bring? Like a bottle of red? A bottle of white? Red. Fireball red. Okay, easy, buddy. This is a dinner party. You gotta class it up a bit. I call it dragon.
I'm ready for halftime too. Because this Eagles team has just showcased their soft. Eagles got the worst fans ever. I believe they were, I think there was a vote out, and the Eagles were at the top, if not number 1, in terms of most annoying fan bases. Or worst fan bases or something like that. I don't know what poll that was, but I remember seeing that.
Never punched a Nazi before. Felt pretty good. Tune in Wednesday, NBC, and streaming on Peacock.
AWS is helping the NFL to predict and prevent injuries with AI. By analyzing millions of data points from every game, they power simulations of any play, in any condition, with any player. And by capturing every move to reduce injury risks and improve equipment, it helps keep players on the field and at the top of their game.
This Eagles defense, they're doing nothing. They're doing absolutely nothing.
Want to teach their toddlers how to read. No one was doing what my son could
They're
do.
doing absolutely nothing.
Not because he's special, it's because I knew how to teach him. Because of TikTok, I am able to support myself, my family, my team, my business in a way that I just couldn't have done on my own. When a kid learns how to read, doors open. They can access the world around them.
We gotta see what this team's doing. Why is Flacco looking like a top 10 quarterback? Flacco's just playing well. The type of question is why is he? Because he's playing well. Man's just playing well. Credit to him for playing well. He's on a stacked roster. We've talked about this for years. The Browns have the talent to compete for a title. They just need a good quarterback. And Flacco right now is playing like a good quarterback. He's still got something left in the tank. He's not gonna be perfect. They're not gonna win every game. But again, he's playing nice. He was able to play well against the Rams. They weren't able to get the win. Dak's going down the field. Perfect throw, touchdown! No, he got in. He got in. He got in. They said he was dropped at the 1. I'm pretty sure that's a touchdown. Let me see this. I'm pretty sure he got in.
Just a simple post. And what do the Dallas Cowboys and Mike McCarthy believe? They believe the shortest path to the end zone.
Ah, his knee. Yeah, he was short. His knee was down. By the way, Dallas is just cooking the Eagles. Eagles ain't got no excuse now. Yeah, he's short. Philadelphia, you ain't got no excuse for this level of play. Your secondary is garbage. Your team's playing soft. Your offense plays trash for one half, and then the second half proceeds to do what exactly? Find a way to push themselves to trying to pull off a comeback here. Every week you guys not every week, damn near every week, you go into halftime down double digits, and nobody explains it why. This is fraudulent behavior, and it's why you're not beating the Niners. Very, very extreme fraudulent behavior. I hope it's Dallas and San Francisco in the NFC Championship game this year. Because Philly, with the way they're playing, they don't deserve it. They went for Cooks here. Could not get it. Little bit overthrown. Incomplete. Eagles have been very fraudulent.
But then you have to get up and either spike it or run another quick play, probably a pass. So I don't think they're limited in their play calling at all. Jerry Jones just hanging on this clock, this half yard they have to get.
So yeah, they're right there. 2nd and goal. Just run this. They don't have a timeout though. Oh, look at this. Gallup getting open. Another touchdown for the Cowboys. They're thoroughly beating up on this Eagles team. They are. What's the flag for? Oh, they're gonna call pass interference, aren't they? They're gonna call offensive pass interference, aren't they? Nope. They're not gonna call offensive pass interference. The Cowboys are pouring it on in Jerry's world. 23-6. Philadelphia's getting embarrassed again. And another first half where they go into halftime getting embarrassed.
Yeah, the question's going to be, where does this happen? Right on the goal line. Great job there by C.D. Lamb. That's never going to show up in his stat page, but he just got a touchdown for his partner. And Dak just continues on his heater.
I'm just saying, Dallas on a mission, man. Dallas is on a mission to expose this team, and right now they are doing a damn good job of in showcasing it. Philly, you're on fraud watch. You guys, legitimate, you're on fraud watch because this right here is a big aspect as to why I would not trust you. Also, Dak for MVP. I don't know if that needs to be said. Dak for MVP. Just like however you want to feel about it, Dak for MVP. I'm just saying, Dak for MVP. Now, if they blow this lead, it's different.
That is the 10th consecutive drive, excluding kneel downs, that the Eagles have given up points. Remember, San Francisco got on a great roll at the end of the game and scored on 6 consecutive drives on Fletcher Cox and the Eagles defense. And the Dallas drives tonight, touchdown, field goal, touchdown, and that touchdown to Gallup. The Eagles defense team looks tired or lethargic or something. They have had a lot of snaps.
Ain't nobody, no, I don't want to hear that all the time. I'm not trying to hear any sort of excuses. These guys are getting exposed. They're getting exposed. They're getting exposed. Yeah, that can't beat the Niners, but they're getting exposed. Philly's getting exposed. Dak for MVP. Dak for MVP. This is going to be... We talked about signature wins. Dak is balling out right now. He's got 2 touchdown passes in the first half here. He is destroying this Eagles defense. And I'm telling you right now, they win this game in dominating fashion. Dak Prescott deserves the MVP. I don't care what you guys got to say. Dak for MVP right now with the way he's been balling out. And look at these sad frauds trying something. Man, if you don't head into halftime. Look at you. Look at you. Just head into halftime. Don't use no damn timeout. You're not going to do nothing with it. Eagles looking hella fraudulent. That defense looks soft. You're getting bullied by the front 7 of the Cowboys. And on the other side, your secondary is getting cooked left and right by Dak Prescott. How does it feel, Philly? How does it feel? Y'all been making excuses every time. And I'm saying this because I'm saying, I watched the Commanders take this team down to the wire twice. I know they're not built like that. At the end of the day, I know the Cowboys can't beat the Niners. That's my thing. I know Dallas is not beating the Niners. I understand that. But I absolutely believe they're beating the Eagles. I don't trust this Eagles team. I do not. Very, very soft. Very, very soft. Second and 4. Taking a shot. He got it to A.J. Brown, but was he in bounds? I guess he was. He got it. No! That's not a catch. That is not a catch. Incomplete. Incomplete. That's not incomplete. He did not catch. That left foot was out of bounds. Or maybe the right foot. I don't know.
One of my favorite changes with officiating. Like they know, right? New York's watching it. They know his toes under it. Just tell them, let's go. Keep playing. Orange keep playing. McCarthy comes off the operating table with appendectomy, and he has been smoking with his play calling here tonight.
9 seconds, third down. No, sorry, 10 seconds, third down and 4 to do a bunch of nothing. Eagles just gonna head into halftime. They didn't even want to attempt the Hail Mary. You're down 24-6. Dallas is kicking the crap out of this Eagles team, and Philly has no response. 24-6 heading into halftime. I'll probably see you guys in the second half. Eagles get the ball coming out of halftime. Them boys are right now destroying the Eagles. These birds are getting cooked by these Cowboys. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the second half. We are here for the second half of this game. This should be a interesting second half because, you know, when it comes to the Eagles, they're a better second half team than they are a first half team. So we'll see how that holds up for them. We'll have to see how this is going to go here. First down and 10, and it starts off with a flag. Right off the bat, a false start's getting called. Oh, offsides on the defense? Okay. Never mind. That's one way to start. Yeah, that's cool. Nice run here on first down to pick up a first down here. If the Celtics don't make the finals, you think it should be the final year of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown? It's too late for that. They already paid them. They just gave a supermax to Jaylen Brown. It's too late. There is no going back. The question that you asked, John, was the answer that we needed last. The question you asked was perfectly asked last season. It's already been answered. They gave Jaylen Brown the extension. It's too late now. So there's no thing like, oh, it's the final year of Tatum. It's too late. They gave him the $300 million. They gave him the Supermax deal. So it's too late. They already gave him the contract. There's nothing we can do. They could fail again this year and not make it to the finals. Nothing's going to change. Tatum and Brown's going to be there next year because they paid them. They're not going to trade a guy. Nobody's taking that contract. Nobody's taking that contract. Because Jaylen Brown has never shown that he could be a franchise-type player. No one's taking that contract. They just gave him that contract. They're not trading him. Who's taking a $300 million shooting guard? Not shooting guard. Yeah, shooting guard. He plays a 2. Who's taking it? Who's taking it? With that contract, who's taking it? What team? Even the teams right now that are the bottom feeders, they're not taking them because they're busy rebuilding. Orlando seems to have a good team this year trying to get something going. The Pacers are on the up and come up with Tyrese Halliburton. What team is going to fork over a trade to have to take that contract on? It's different if he had 2 years. They just signed him. The Thunder don't want that contract. The Thunder want draft picks. They don't want that contract. They want draft picks. Jaylen Brown is not going to help them compete for a title this year. They have all the draft picks. If they wanted to compete, they would have kept some of the players they kept. They traded away everything to make sure they got the draft picks, and they want to rebuild this team from scratch. That is the plan of Sam Presti. He's not looking to... He wants all the possible draft picks because he wants to start over. They have no interest in trading for somebody. They're not competing for a title right now. They're building with this young team, seeing what they've got with Shea, seeing what they've got with Chet. I'm seeing what they got with all these other guys there. They're not looking to trade for they're not looking to trade for Jason Tatum to help them. Wizards would the Wizards would make a dumb play like that. Jazz, Tatum's not taking them over the top. That's not what they're looking for. Jason Tatum's not taking the Nets over the top. It's not going to help them. The Hawks are not going to trade for Tatum. Do they even have enough pieces to take Tatum? And again, what they would have to give up to, they would gut the team to get Jason Tatum. And that doesn't guarantee it's going to be able to work alongside Trae Young. There's plenty of teams that have the capability of trading for Jason Tatum. That doesn't mean they're going to pull the trigger. That doesn't mean so. They have no interest in doing that. What are the Wizards going to gain by getting Jason Tatum? How does that benefit them putting that contract on their board? What did they gain from that? It's not going to help them compete for a title. They're already failing with Jordan Poole and Kyle Kuzma. What is Jason Tatum going to add to the equation there? There's plenty of teams. There's about 15 or 16 teams that can trade for Jason Tatum right now. They just don't have an interest to do so. Why would they trade for Jason? How does that benefit their team? A lot of the teams you name, they're not competing for a title right now. So why would they trade for him? Oh yeah, the Pistons. Yeah, they would definitely make that type of move. So 2nd down and 4 here. There's no reason for anybody to take that type of contract. And they're not trading away Jason Tatum. That is literally their franchise player. First down pickup here by the Eagles. No matter how bad this comes up or how this ends up looking, they're not trading away Jason Tatum. He is their cornerstone piece. If things don't work out, they just start trading away everybody else. Things don't work out, Al Horford's gone. Derek White might be sacrificed. But Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they're not breaking that duo up. If they wanted to, they wouldn't have paid Jaylen Brown. And Jason Tatum's a franchise player. So no, they're not breaking them up. They'll just start breaking up everything around them. 1st and 10, quick throw here. And guess who fumbled the ball? Good old A.J. Brown. Yeah, if this turns into a blowout, I'm going. I'm like not going to be here. If this turns into a major blowout, I have no interest in sitting here and doing this. You think the Pistons are championship contenders? Okay, sure, Charles. I'm not answering that, bro. What do you think? Look at this guy. Way to go, A.J. Brown. Yeah, it's over for the Eagles. They're getting blown out today. They are getting exposed. You got exposed by the Niners. Now you're getting exposed by the Cowboys. So now you've showcased I don't watch basketball. In what world do you think the Pistons in this era is competing? When's the last time you've heard of the Pistons making the playoffs? Even if you don't watch basketball, when is the last time you've seen somebody talk about the Pistons and playoff basketball? Please explain that to me. The last time the Pistons were doing anything basketball related in the playoffs, LeBron was on the Cavs for the first time. The last time they were relevant, LeBron James was 22 years old. That's the last time they've done anything. So I'm serious, when's the last time you heard anybody mention playoffs and the Pistons together in terms of them making the playoffs? You ain't gotta watch basketball to know the Pistons ain't done nothing. You ain't heard nothing about the Pistons. You ain't even gotta watch basketball. You hear people talk about the Lakers. You hear people talk about the Celtics. Denver won the title, so they'll talk about them. Golden State's a conversation to be talked about. Milwaukee can be talked about. Philadelphia's always into it. Nobody brings up the Pistons. Dak going deep. He's got a man wide open. Oh, my God. Oh, wow. That could have been a beautiful catch right there. Perfect. Nearly perfect throw by Dak. It could have been a beautiful catch by C.D. Lamb. I think Baltimore can beat the Eagles. I think a lot of teams can beat the Eagles. It's like bringing up the Wizards. At least for a couple years, you could sit back and say the Wizards were competitive. When they had John Wall and Bradley Beal, you could at least bring up the Wizards. But no one would bring them up in championship talk. You just bring them up in playoff talk. Because John Wall and Bradley Beal were good enough to get them to the playoffs. Nothing more. 3rd down and 9 here. Eagles are desperately trying to get these guys off the field. They can't afford to give up any more points. Dak's been dealing. Perfect throw. Gets it out there, and you better make that tackle. They make a stop. They make a stop. 4th down here, they're going to have to punt the football. You think the Panthers should have a fire sale? Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. Because, I mean, you're 1-12. You literally traded away pieces to get the #1 overall pick, to get the guy you believe is your quarterback in Bryce Young, and you won 1 football game this year. Do they have any pieces they can even give up at this point that people would want? What do the Panthers have that they could potentially give up? So any sort of actual sell for these guys, what can they do? Is there any pieces they can actually give up that anybody would want? Brian Burns, okay, that's 1. Derek Brown, potentially, that's 2. At this point, if they want to try to get rid of some pieces to get some draft picks and try to see if they can rebuild through the draft, feel free to. But there's not a lot of talent on this team. There's not a lot of talent. So they're free to try whatever they want, but I don't think there's anything specific that's going to help them. I don't think there's any major change that's going to help them turn into a contending team. You're just going to have to be in it for the long haul. You slowly look to try to build this team and see what you can do. I don't know. Like, some people say you may want to fire the head coach. I don't know if that's the way to go. You traded away the offensive talent he needed to be successful in Bryce Young. I think they're going to have to just build through it. They're going to have to spend the time. They're going to have to spend the time through free agency and especially the draft rebuilding this team. They need to rebuild that offensive line. They need to get this man Bryce Young some weapons, and they need to add pieces to that defense. They need to look to do so that next year they can come back a better team that can actually win more than 1 game. That actually doesn't look horrible on most Sundays. They were lucky to win that game against the Texans, man. And that's the only win they're going to hold on to. They are so close to they were this close to potentially being a team that's going to go 0-17. It felt like they could have. But unfortunately, they were able to beat the Texans for that one weird game where the Texans weren't hitting or they weren't like getting anything done. They were on fire. They just couldn't get anything done. They were killing it against other teams, but against that Panthers team, they just didn't show up that week or something. I don't know. AJ Brown fumbling the ball is just embarrassing at this point. Like, dude, we're trying to win a football game here. We're down by 18. Can you do us a favor and not turn the ball over? That's got to be the mindset of every Eagles fan right now because they're getting humiliated. They're getting humiliated right now. Cowboys took their lunch money. They snatched their chains right now and they punched them in the face. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? That's crazy.
It's your journey. By Dick's Sporting Goods, every season starts at Dick's. By Applebee's, now that's eating good in the neighborhood.
So Eagles get the ball back. We'll see what happens here.
South Oak Cliff beat Frisco Emerson High School football 36-24. That's at the Cowboys indoor facility in the Star. That was in the state semifinals, and that gets South Oak Cliff back here trying to go for a repeat.
First down and 10 here for the Eagles. Getting the ball back after A.J. Brown felt the need to fumble it away. Hurts is going to take the snap, play fake here. He's going to look to go deep. He's got a man open. It is caught. Oh, never mind. It's dropped by Devontae Smith. It was there. He just could not catch it.
Stephon Gilmore tonight has been really special against one of the absolute best players in the NFL, and A.J.
I think Pat's running back with Bill. He still has let me see. He still has a year left in his contract, so they probably will. So I don't think he's going anywhere. He still has a year left on his contract. Second down and 10. They're going to hand this off here and be dropped right there. Picked up a couple yards. Third down coming up for the Eagles. Not going to lie, Phil, if you've got no heart to fight tonight, I'm not going to be here for the remaining hour and a half to deal with this. So if I don't see any fight soon, I'm leaving. If this gets to like 31-6 or 38-6, I might as well turn this off and go home because you guys obviously ain't looking to do anything special today. Third down and 6. Show me something. Aren't you guys supposed to be the best team in the NFC? Isn't Jalen Hurts supposed to be an MVP candidate? Get something done here, Hurts. Make plays. Nobody's going to care. Make some plays, bro. Can't get it done. Philly is out here embarrassing themselves. Philly is out here getting humiliated on national television. The Eagles are getting beat down bad. Dallas told y'all they could beat y'all. Y'all got lucky in Philadelphia. Y'all not going to have the same reps you had in Philly. And guess what? Everything the Cowboys said, they are proving it right now. Y'all got lucky in Philadelphia. You should have lost that game. Yeah, he ran into the punter. He made contact with the punter before the punter even had a chance. You got to give the punter a chance to be able to catch that punt. So don't worry, Dak. Come on the field. There's going to be a penalty against the Eagles. Yeah, that's against the Eagles. He didn't even touch it. He's good. He did not even touch it. This doesn't need to be debated. It's clear as day. It's illegal touching. Not a single Cowboys player touched that ball.
It happened at the 30. And here's John Huston.
Illegal touching.
So Dallas up at the 45, their best field position
So Dallas is getting the ball, 24-6 game here. Eagles continue to embarrass themselves.
Okay, so here's my
Either way, man, I ain't gonna lie.
You'll need vinegar, a large salad bowl, and oh, hi, have you tried
Philly's just embarrassing themselves tonight.
fabric rinse? Right. It's not a detergent or a softener.
Like legitimately, it's just sad.
Just pour it in where
Ooh, it's just sad.
softener to fight deep odors 3 times better than detergent.
Oh, Snapples.
Whoa. I love that. Try new Tide fabric rinse. Rinse away tough odors. Easy.
It's been quite the interesting night, if I do say so myself. After 14 weeks, what do you think of Monken? I feel like I gotta make a video about that this week, about Todd Monken. He's been an improvement, obviously. He's had his ups and his downs. He's had his good moments and his bad moments. But he's put the offense in positions to win. So, sometimes it's about the execution. I don't agree with every play call Monken has done, but I think he's done a relatively good job. It's definitely been a better offense than we've seen in years. They've been able to make plays at times. Sometimes it's just the play doesn't get executed properly, or they just whiff on a play. But I think Monken's done a great job this year. I know a lot of people were skeptical about how this was going to work, but Monken's done a great job. The offense has been able to put points on the board in a lot of these games. Took them a while to get on the right page, but they look like they're making the right moves in the right direction. And a game like this, in a week like this, when they went up against a very tough team that's competing for a championship, competing for a playoff spot right now. Well, they're trying to compete for a championship, but you're going up against a team that's competing for a playoff spot that just won 3 straight and was going into that game hot and showcased why they were going into that game hot. You go up against them, taking on that defense that has been able to slow down some quarterbacks, and you go out there and your offense is able to come up with 31 points. That's another week in which our offense is able to put 31 points on the board. So, like 30 plus, not 31 plus, but 30 plus points on the board. He's helping. The play calling is setting these guys in the right place. We've seen plenty of moments where the play calling's been great. There's been some times where we're like, okay, the play calling could be better. I wish it wasn't so conservative. But sometimes that's just a decision that the head coach makes, as opposed to the offensive coordinator saying, okay, let's decide to get conservative here. But either way, I like what I've been seeing so far from Todd Monken. His offense has been relatively nice, and hopefully what we saw today from the offense, we see more of that. And hopefully what we saw today of the defense, we never see that again for the rest of the season and postseason. 1st and 10 here for the Cowboys. Dak is continuing to deal. What happened there? The ball is incomplete. I thought he had CeeDee Lamb, but CeeDee Lamb was not able to make that catch. Time for Adams to leave the Raiders. He can't leave. He's under contract. He has to be traded. He can't leave. And I honestly, I don't think the Cardinals are moving on from Kyler. If they had the number 1 pick, they would seriously consider it. But since the Bears have the number 1 pick, the real question should be, will the Bears move on from Justin Fields? Even though he played well today and they won against the Lions, will they move? Oh, okay, another incomplete pass. 3rd down coming up here for the Cowboys. So, no, Charles, the answer isn't, will Carolina, you think Cardinals are moving on from Kyler? The real answer should be, do you think the Bears, who have Carolina's pick, will move off of Justin Fields? Because it looks like Carolina's going to wrap up that number 1 pick perfectly, which means the Bears get the number 1 overall pick. So do you think Chicago is going to move off of Justin Fields? That should be the question. I don't think the Cardinals are in a position where they're going to move off of Kyler. 3rd down and 10. He's got all the time. Oh, he gets sacked. Oh, he fumbled the ball. It's going to be returned. Dak, no! Dak, you were playing well. I'm sick and tired. No way. A fumble return for a touchdown. Dak was playing so well and then fumbled the ball. No! Oh, no! Oh, come on, Dak. How do they keep getting this BS? What type of black magic does this team have? Where all of a sudden the team can be cooking them in the first half, and then in the second half, nothing makes sense and nothing's going well. How did Dak lose that ball? And how was no one there to try to stop a line? This is a defensive lineman that's just going to take it the distance. Nobody's there to stop him. What type of black magic do the Eagles have? What type of black magic does the Eagles have, bro? You were simping over Dak? I swear to God, you guys don't understand the actual definition of simping. But no, I wasn't simping for Dak. Me showing support for a guy that gets criticized nearly as much as Lamar Jackson isn't me simping. But you're free to make that assessment. Okay? Every day I see from the media, if Lamar's not getting cooked by the media and criticized, guess who's right next to him? Dak, that's getting cooked and criticized. And this year, Dak has been playing well, just like Lamar's been playing well. Both of them have their teams in position to make the playoffs. Both of them are hopefully going to, make deep playoff runs. Both of them are in the MVP conversation. Yet both of them, every week, the media finds one way to take away what they do. They take away from the good stuff, and the bad stuff, they constantly criticize them and look to tear them down. So, excuse me if I see another quarterback that's dealing with the same crap my quarterback's doing, and I'm sitting back and saying, hey, let me show him some support, because I understand what it feels like to watch a guy be criticized no matter what he does, and the good things he does, boom, overlooked. Dak only plays good at home. Argument can be made he plays only good at home. Argument can be made. I wouldn't fully, past the Niners game, I don't know how many games he's played on the road this year where he's looked terrible. What do I think of Kadarius Toney? He gotta go. He gotta go. Man, I'm telling you, if I wasn't doing this live stream, Adam, I might make that video still. I might talk about this tomorrow. But I'm telling you, Toney gotta get cut. This is not the first time I talked about Kadarius Toney costing his team a game. I talked about this early in the season. This is not the first time he's done this nonsense. It won't be the last time. Cut your losses with Kadarius Toney now. Move on. Seriously. Move off of this guy. Move off of this guy. This is not the first time Kadarius Toney has cost his team a game. I don't care about what he did or did not do in the Super Bowl last year. I don't care. He's been awful. What do you think of Marlon Humphrey so far? Can he pick it up? You hope. You hope. Humphrey. Okay, so Humphrey was out to start the season. He comes back in week 5 against the Steelers. He's having a relatively solid game until he gives up that touchdown pass to George Pickens. Then throughout the from week 5 all the way up to week 14, he's missed some time, but he's also been on the field. When he's been on the field, he's been solid. He hasn't been giving up a lot of big plays. Then earlier today, he gets cooked by DeMarcus Robinson, and then immediately gets cooked by Cooper Kupp on back-to-back plays. He has a chance to seal the game with an interception that was right in his hands because Stafford took a risk that should have cost him, and he drops the pass. Marlon Humphrey was not good today. There's plenty of times throughout the season where we said Marlon Humphrey was not great today. He'll be good, but not great. Today, he was not good. He was very bad. I would say solid to bad. Not solid to bad, but bad to solid. I think he was around that area. But yeah, that's what I would say about Humphrey. It's been tough. Now, can he pick it up? You hope he can. You honestly hope he can. You hope we're not going to see a lot more performances like you saw today. But honestly, I don't know. So first down and 10. Cowboys just gave up a free touchdown because they decided they wanted to fumble the ball. Cannot believe Dak made that mistake here. So now all of a sudden they were up 24-6. It's 24-13. It's an 11-point game, and now things can get tight, especially if the defense can make a stop and get the ball back to Philadelphia. Yeah, I may look to make that video. I may look to make that video. Is it possible Bateman getting traded next offseason? I have no clue. He hasn't done much. Has he done enough for him to actually get trade value? Second down and 5 here, Dak. Looking. Nothing's open. Pressure's coming again. Dak, he's just going to check it down here to Pollard. Pollard trips, but he gets back up and he picks up a first down. Pollard tripped up on his feet, was able to get up, and then just bullied his way for the first down. Yeah, Joe Flacco balled out. He balled out today. Congrats to him. He had a great game against Jacksonville, and they were able to get the win. It was close. Trevor Lawrence ended up making it close in the end of the game, but Flacco did his thing offensively, and he played really well against the Jaguars. So, for the Browns' sakes, you hope he continues to play like that. You don't want to see him make mistakes down the stretch. But like I said with Joe Flacco, I've said this plenty of times. Joe Flacco's going to make that mistake. He's going to throw that pick. What matters is when he throws. Oh, my God! Slay was right there and could have made the pick. He batted it down, but it was close. Dak could have had another turnover here in a terrible situation. Yeah, Flacco had an interception. Listen, Joe Flacco is going to have an interception. It's just how it's going to be. Joe Flacco, most of the time, there's a 60, 70, maybe 80% chance Joe Flacco's going to turn the ball over. He's going to throw a pick. But it doesn't matter if he throws a pick. It matters when he throws a pick. Last week against the Rams, he threw it in the fourth quarter and it ultimately cost him the game. This week, he threw it earlier in the game. It didn't cost him the game. So it depends on when Flacco throws that pick. But he's going to throw it. Other than that, Flacco's going to be relatively clean. He's going to be able to do his thing. And there is a Cowboys player down. We got to hope he is okay.
And here's a little bit of the battle we've been talking about over here. Got Jalen Carter going against Tyler Smith. And let's take a look at the end of this play. Here you go, Dowdle.
All right, they might have got his leg. So we got a Cowboys player down right now. We hope he's okay. But they're checking him out right now. Defense is going to be awful moving forward because of Kyle. We don't even know if he's out for a long time or not. At the end of the day, we'll just have to wait and see. So I'm not going to make the assumption that the defense is just going to fold because one player's gone. And again, we're just making the assumption that he's gone. You really are a negative person, aren't you? You just think the absolute worst of everything. You are a negative person. Which, again, is not a bad thing. You know, I think being pessimistic isn't a terrible thing. You know, not everyone has to be positive. I'm somewhat optimistic, but I'm also a realist. That doesn't mean I tread in the area of negativity. But I deal with some negativity, I deal with some positivity. I just give you the outlook. But I could tell you are a negative individual. You assume the worst of everything. The minute you hear injury, you assume the absolute worst. Even if there hasn't been any official report. All of a sudden, one player's gone, the defense is going to crumble and fold, and they're going to be garbage for the rest of the season. You think the absolute worst. You are definitely somebody that sees the glass half empty. You are a half-empty glass individual. You don't see any level of positivity no matter what happens. You don't even know what the injury report is, and you're already assuming he's done for the season, and this team's going to fold without him. Hey, man, listen, that's the type of individual you are. That's not necessarily a bad thing. There's plenty of people that are glass-empty individuals. There's plenty of individuals that are glass-full individuals. It is what it is. You know, you just are who you are. I hope Kyle is okay. He was having an all-pro year. Yes, he was. So we just hope that Kyle Hamilton's okay. But again, I'm not going to make any assessments until I see what happens. I had thought Mark Andrews had suffered an ankle injury. Everybody was reporting that it was an ankle injury that wasn't too severe. And next thing you know, we hear Mark Andrews is done for the season. So Kyle Hamilton, all I've been hearing is a knee injury. Nobody said anything about it being severe. I'm not going to make assumptions. I'm going to wait until we get the report tomorrow once they do the MRI. If there's anything major about it, then we'll talk about it. But if not, I'm not going to sit here and discuss it. No need to. And I'm not going to assume the worst. Seattle from 6-3 to 6-7. Yeah, Geno seems to have had his Cinderella moment seems to be done, and he didn't even play today, or I think he got knocked out of the game. Did he play today? Because I remember seeing Drew Lock play. Drew Lock was out there playing, so I don't know if Geno was playing and then got knocked out. No, Geno did not play in this game. Drew Lock played. He had 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. So yeah, Drew Lock played, and boy, did he not play good. Or boy, did he not play great. He played solid. I think he was all right. So now here we go on a 3rd down situation. Cowboys are in a 3rd down situation. Here we go. Let's see what happens here. 3rd down and 6. For the Cowboys. Dak's got some pressure coming. He's got to get the ball out quickly. What a catch by Ferguson. He breaks a tackle. He's going. There's got to be some sort of face mask call. But they don't call it. I swear his face mask got dragged. What a huge play. Ferguson's a monster. Ferguson has emerged as a monster weapon for Dak Prescott. They sent everybody. Yeah, Geno's hurt. Yeah, I see. Geno was hurt. So that makes it tough. I didn't know how he got hurt, but yeah, he didn't play. So Drew Lock was there. Great throw by Dak and Ferguson. This dude's a monster. Every Cowboys game I'm watching, Ferguson's making some sort of play. So they found something in this guy. They absolutely found something in this guy. Dak's gonna take the snap. Quick throw here on 1st down to Pollard, and he's gonna pick up some yardage here. Nice run by Pollard. 2nd down coming up here for the Cowboys. If Seattle doesn't make the playoffs, I think it's time for drafting a new quarterback like Geno. I like Geno, but Geno keeps getting hurt. I mean, the expectations originally was that they were going to play Geno, not look good, and draft a quarterback this season. But he ended up balling out last season, so they gave him a contract. And because they gave him a contract, it's like, well, now we got to stick with Geno. And now Geno's not playing well. And all of a sudden, they had a chance to make the playoffs, and then just like that, it was gone. They give it to what's the flag? Uh-oh. They give it to CD Lamb, and a flag came out here. This might be on the Eagles for a hold. Granted, the Ravens are 10-3. I think they should fire John Harbaugh and give the head coach John. They're not doing that. They're not doing that. They're not doing that. They're not going to sit back and fire a coach when the team's 10-3. We would look like complete idiots. A clipping call on the Cowboys offense. That's a big 15-yard penalty that saves the Eagles in this situation. No, they're not going to fire John Harbaugh and give his job to Mike McDonald. That's not happening. That's not happening. It's not, with the way the team's succeeding, it's not happening. The more success the Ravens have with Lamar Jackson healthy, the longer John Harbaugh is going to be here. So no, there's not going to be a situation where they're firing John Harbaugh, especially with the team being 10-3. Now we'll see what happens comes playoff time. It's not happening. They're not firing him. Like let's just stop this. Okay, they're not firing him. The only way he was going to get fired this year is if the Ravens missed the playoffs due to non-injury related reasons. Like they just have to play bad, but they haven't done that. They're the number 1 seed right now in the AFC. So no, he's not getting fired. I think also time for Seattle to upgrade new defensive players. Again, that's where you're gonna have to look in the draft. You got to start drafting some new defensive players and then go from there. Second down and 19 here because of the call, the clipping call. So that knocks them out of field goal range or at the cusp of field goal range. If you're the Eagles, you just want to make sure they don't score a touchdown, honestly. So second and 19, they're going to run this ball. And they're going to make a nice stop there. Third down and long coming up here for the Cowboys. I mean, still John Harbaugh makes questionable decisions making, and he folds late games and gets out coached. The team's 10-3, bro. They're not firing him. Like again, the team's 10-3. They're not gonna fire him, dude. The same issues we have with John Harbaugh, I've spoken about it for such a long. They're not firing him, dude. The team's 10-3. He can make questionable decisions all he wants. The team's 10-3. He can fold late in games. The team is 10-3. They're not firing him. They're not. If they disappoint in the playoffs again, that's a different conversation. Dak's got to get the ball out of his hands. He can't take a sack there. Dak going to utilize his legs. They're going to call hold again. That's going to knock them out of field goal range. That's going to be another hold. That's going to be another hold. That's going to be another hold. I think Brock Purdy's an elite quarterback. What else does he have to prove? See, it's tough with Brock Purdy because he has all the weapons in the world to succeed. It's been a situation where we've yet to see. How many situations have you seen Brock Purdy carry the team and not be carried by his weapons? I think Brock Purdy's a damn good quarterback. I think he's playing at a high level. But do you look at Brock Purdy as somebody that can put the team on his back when they're not playing their best game? Do you see Brock Purdy as somebody that can carry this team when they're missing a Deebo Samuel, when they're missing a Brandon Ayuk? Do you think that's the guy? Or is it a guy that has all the weapons in the world and can play at a high level along and see what the weapons he has? He's great when he has those weapons. And he can do it. And I'm not saying he can't be great without those weapons. He can still be productive. But do you see this guy as somebody that can put the team on his back and carry? I don't know how many people are going to sit back and say yes about Brock Purdy. Because again, he's in the same role Jimmy Garoppolo was in. And the big reason as to why Jimmy Garoppolo is not there is because he couldn't get it done in the key situations. Jimmy Garoppolo was killing it his early time, first 2 years there. When he went there and they went to the Super Bowl that first year, well, I believe it was 2019 that first year when they went there, or not first year, maybe second year in 2019 when they went to the Super Bowl. Oh, he was killing it. He was having a great season. He had one of the greatest battles we've ever seen between him and Drew Brees at the Dome. He was killing it. 59-yard field goal here for the Dallas Cowboys. They're going to look to try to get this here. Let's see if they can get this kick. Oh, he's going to get that. That's clean. And Dallas is going to take a 14-point lead. So, yeah, when you look at Brock Purdy, do you see him as a guy that can carry your team when things aren't going right? When everything's breaking down, when your top receivers are getting locked up, when nothing's happening offensively, is he the type of guy that can put the team on his back offensively and get it done? People aren't sure about that. And until they're sure about that, they're not going to consider Brock Purdy an elite quarterback. He's putting up great numbers. He's got a lot of great numbers. He's got a lot of great productions. He's had a lot of great games. But people have seen Brock Purdy without a Deebo Samuel. People have seen Brock Purdy when Brandon Ayuk is getting locked up, when there's nothing happening with Christian McCaffrey. People have seen him without his weapons, and it hasn't looked pretty. So that's where people have the questions. When you have all the weapons in the world, you got one of the three best tight ends in football in George Kittle. You got one of the best receivers in Deebo Samuel, and you got another great receiver in Brandon Ayuk. You've got one of the best, if not the best, running backs in football in Christian McCaffrey, and you got one of the best offensive lines in football and a top 10 defense. You got all of that. It's tough because you're never going to see a lot of situations in which Brock Purdy is going to be put in a position where he has to carry the team. But when people don't see you do something, they're going to have a judgment as to whether or not you can do it in the first place. So I think he's a damn good quarterback. I think he's great, but you want to see him consistently playing at this high level, and you just hope he continues it. You hope he continues it. Hopefully, he takes that team to the Super Bowl, and we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I don't know how many people believe Brock Purdy is a quarterback that can carry a franchise and make up for the mistakes when things aren't going well, and you need plays to you need plays to just happen because your defense is getting cooked and your receivers are not catching the ball. So you as a quarterback, you got to make things happen and you got to get it done and just come up clutch. How many people will sit back and say Brock Purdy's that guy that can do it? Brock Purdy legit Tom Brady 2.0. I'm sure he is. And no, you're not going to sit back and say Brady got carried. Look at some of the receivers Brady had to have in some of these circumstances. So we're not going to sit back and say that. And I'm not going to pretend that Brady didn't have a lot of help because obviously he did. But look at some of the talent he had to work with in those years when he wasn't working with a top-tier receiver. The first year they gave him a legit top 5 receiver in Randy Moss, they destroyed teams. He had McDaniel's system. That's cool, I guess. Tom Brady didn't have McDaniel's system when he won a Super Bowl in 2020. First down here, DeAndre Swift, couple yards picked up here, second down. I've seen reports that Mark Andrews could possibly return if the Ravens make a run. Yeah, they've been saying that for weeks now. Mark Andrews could come back if the Ravens get to like the AFC title game or maybe even the Super Bowl. By then, he would have been recovered. So you could see Mark Andrews play if the Ravens were to get to the Super Bowl. Second down and 3 here. They're going to hand the ball off again. Swift is picking up a yard, maybe 2. Ravens need to re-sign Matabike immediately. I'm sure they're working on it. Or they're going to wait until the offseason and try to figure something out. I don't know. 3:35 left to go in this third quarter. Oh, here comes the tush push. Here comes the tush push, which obviously is going to work. They pick up the first down and more. Yeah, that tush push seems to be really effective for them. So, first and 10. They're in Dallas territory. They're at the Dallas 47-yard line. First and 10. Hurts holds on to the ball, gets it to Dallas Goedert. And Goedert picks up a first down and more and gets dropped inside the 31. Eagles only good because of tush push. They can enjoy it while they can, I guess. They're only good because of that? I mean, I guess. I don't know. They didn't have the tush push last year. Honestly, I think the over-reliance and the leniency on the tush push has made them a weaker team. Actually, I can't even say that. I'm just trolling. But, like, an argument can be made there because they're a team that just doesn't seem to be aggressive on third down. They'd rather be conservative because they're like, oh, if we get to 4th and 1, we'll just use a tush push. Instead of being like, let's be aggressive and try to get this first down. Not to mention, again, you got a change of coordinators. The offensive coordinator is just different. I might be making a video on Tony. I don't know, but I'm not making that tonight. Definitely not making that tonight. It'd have to be something maybe tomorrow or later on down the week. Second down and 11 here. That's a jump again. They don't be seeing this, bro. These offensive linemen keep jumping. Hurts going for it all. He's got a man. It's Devontae Smith. And they cannot connect. Third down and 11. And you can see the optimism there by Jalen Hurts by him taking that shot. It would have just been better for him to just take off and pick up the first down. Instead, he's like, let's just take that shot down the field. I see Devontae Smith opening up. I bought some time. Let me take that shot.
I think Jalen Hurts thought he had it. Here we go. Going to run out here on top of this route. They give him the hook.
It was there. It was there. Just couldn't get it. It was there, but that's a tough catch for Devontae Smith. He died for that one, too. He jumped in the air for that one. Couldn't get it. Third down and 11 here. Maybe the Eagles, again, time's starting to wind here. You're down 14. Here you go. Hurts. Fires. Caught by A.J. Brown. And A.J. Brown is going to go nowhere and just be stopped right there. And now he's just pushing people for no reason. And he's this close, man. A.J. Brown needs to control himself before he gets this team a penalty. And all of a sudden, they got to sit back and be like, oh, well, we're about to be knocked out of field goal range. It seems like the Eagles are going to go for this on fourth down. Because they're down 14 on the road heading into the fourth quarter. Fourth down and 9. They are going to go for this. They got plenty of time left on the clock. They're going to go for this. On a 4th and 9? Are they crazy? Oh my God. They're not going for this. They're not going for this. No. They actually went for it. 4th and 9. And Devontae Smith gets dropped. Why would they go for it on 4th and 9? What are they doing? What are you looking up for? You can look at the podium all you want. That's clear. Why did they go for this? On a 4th and 9, just take the field goal. Wow. This is ridiculous. Why would they go for that there? On 4th and 9. And Hurts made the wrong choice. A.J. Brown was streaking towards the left side. He might have got the first down if you give him the ball. But at the end of the day, the problem here is that they sent a full-on blitz. Everybody, they sent everybody. They sent an all-man blitz. They sent an all-man blitz, and he had no shot to even look for A.J. Brown. Yeah, they're getting cooked. So now Dallas gets to take over at their own 30 and try to really put the pain on the Eagles here. Doesn't mean that's the end of the game, but they're heading into the fourth quarter with a 14-point lead. I would assume Dallas is probably going to hold on to this lead. Too much confidence in Philly. Just go for the field goal. Exactly. Why would you go for on 4th and 9? I get if it was 4th and 3. By all means, go for it. But on 4th and 9? What did they see in 4th and 9 that made them think, okay, this defense is not going to send pressure. We can get it off. That was idiotic. That was a terrible decision. And the Eagles are as good as done. They're getting cooked tonight. They are getting beat. And the Cowboys are going to send a message that they deserve to be the team to get beat by the Niners in the playoffs.
When you're with Amex, you can get closer to what you love. That's the powerful backing of American Express.
And they are getting on Mahomes' case here for how he's reacting to this situation. Yeah, this is looking bad for the Eagles. It's looking real bad for the Eagles. It is looking real bad for the Philadelphia Eagles. We are heading to the fourth quarter. Dallas with the football up 14. Philly just looking lost out here, not sure what they're going to do. At this point, they're just hoping for a miracle. They're hoping Dak turns the ball over again, I guess.
My bad. So we're down 34-0. Winning will be tough. That's why I brought in the Edie specialist.
Right. Right, though, makes car insurance easy. With the Geico app, you can check the policy on the go, get access to 24/7 claims.
And Mahomes was really pissed at the results of this, bro. Yeah, well, tough, man. Do you know how many teams felt like they got cheated? The funny thing is, the Eagles went through this same crap, and y'all didn't seem to really care. I'm just saying. You know.
Hey, TJ, see you in the pit.
I mean, he can be pissed at the refs all he wants. All I know is when the Eagles were complaining about the refs making that call in the Super Bowl, y'all didn't care. We really gotta play on Sunday Night Football next week. We really gotta play on Sunday Night Football next week. Why? Nice stop here on Ferguson here. Second down stop there. So it's third down coming up for the Cowboys. Think Jake Browning's last year's Brock Purdy? No. You gotta stop making connections to everything just because a guy's playing well does not mean he should be compared to another guy that just happened to play well. That's not how that works.
4 yards after he makes the catch than any receiver in the NFL. And so far, they have just done enough running.
Third down and 9. If you're the defense, you just gotta hope you can make a stop or something. That's a jump. That's a jump. Free play for Dak. Free play for Dak. Doesn't matter. Free play for Dak. Free play for Dak. Somebody jumped off sides. That 3rd and 9 is turning into a 3rd and 4. Someone jumped off sides. We know that. Because the Eagles now lack discipline. Yeah, that was clear as day. I saw the jump from here, my friend. That's pathetic. This offense has done nothing. This offense has put up 3 points.
And there's the snap count, right? I mean, that is something. It's amazing that they work on that snap count. Even the coaches, when they leave the meeting, they do a snap count to practice, and there's not a player in sight.
3rd down and 4. This makes things a lot easier for Dak to find CeeDee Lamb across the middle of the field. 1st down. Next time, how about you have your defense not jump off sides and maybe you can get off the field? I've been waiting for this matchup. Again, I've been on the record saying Dallas is not beating the Niners. No matter what you want to say, Dallas is not beating the Niners. I've been said this. Dallas is not beating the Niners. Dallas is not beating the Niners. So I feel perfectly fine with the Cowboys beating up on everybody else, knowing damn well they can't beat the Niners. And I've been waiting to show the weakness of this Eagles team because people wanted to overhype the Eagles for having the record despite the fact that they've yet to have a definitive win. Every win they've had has been situations where they were down by double digits and had to come back. They've never dominated the team. Last year, they were dominating teams. This year, they're scrapping in these games. I was waiting for them to get caught lacking. They got caught lacking against the Niners last week. Thank you for that, Niners, to further prove my point why you're the best team in the NFC and the team that's going to get to the Super Bowl. Thank you for doing that. And now Dallas, another team I believe can beat the Eagles, is thoroughly handling the Eagles here on Sunday Night Football. And they could just count this as revenge for the crap that happened in Philadelphia a couple weeks back. 2nd down and 6 here. Dak's not going to let them off the hook other than that fumble. We don't need to talk about that. So Dak's going to look down the field. He's going to check. Oh, no, bro. Very dangerous throw. Ferguson could not make that catch. You choose, Charles. I don't know. Pick your choice. Eagles fans in shambles from 1 seed to 5th seed, possibly if they lose tonight. They drop all the way to the 5th seed if they lose tonight? I did not know that. I honestly did not know that they dropped. Wow, that's crazy. 3rd and 6. Dak firing. Flag. There it is. Bradbury's having an awful game. How many times are you going to make this mistake, bro? Bradbury's getting cooked tonight. Another penalty. Pass interference is easy. Let's move the chain some more and further kill the clock so Dallas can get the dub and Philadelphia can continue to ask questions about themselves because they're getting exposed.
Just had so much to do with the Philadelphia Eagles making it to the Super Bowl a year ago, but when you've got a wide receiver in Devontae Turpin who is 153 pounds, sometimes the force has more impact than it would otherwise.
1st down and 10, 12:44 left to go. Here we go, handing the ball off. Pollard almost broke free. Eagles do make a tackle.
So when we see Dak before the Giants game week 1, he's talking about this footwork and trying to time it up.
Yeah, that was doing their thing. Cowboys will be the 2nd seed, Niners the 1st seed. But how did the Eagles jump all the way to the 5th seed? Let me take a look at this real quick. How would they jump to the 5th seed?
Wasn't it? It was unusual and like, guys, I can't believe
Looking at the standings, if they lose today, I mean, just in the NFC, the Niners are 10-3, Dallas would be 10-3. No, they'd be the 3rd seed, right? They wouldn't drop to the 5th seed, right? They'd be the 3rd seed. What a hurdle by Ferguson, who just keeps owning every single Eagles defender. So they wouldn't drop to the 5th seed, they would just drop to the 3rd seed. Because again, I mean, you look at the other leaders. The Lions are 9-4. If the Lions would have won, that drops the. If the Lions would have won, the Eagles go from the 3 seed to the 5 seed. But since the Lions lost, they're 9-4. They're now the 5th seed. So Eagles would have dropped from the 1st to the 5th seed if the Lions would have won today. But because the Lions didn't win, they would drop from the 1st to the 3rd seed. So Cowboys at this point, they're in field goal range. They're just looking to ice this game. Just got to make sure they don't turn the ball over. Brian Johnson has to be let go, and the defense needs to get young and get rid of their defense coordinator. Losing both of their coordinators last year is coming back to bite them big time. That's to be expected. They were a great team that had a great offense and a dominant defense that went to the Super Bowl. We knew those coordinators were going to get looks somewhere else. Yeah, the Bucs are the 4th seed, but I'm saying that they wouldn't drop to the 5th seed because the Lions lost. The Lions are 9-4, so they're the 5th seeds right now. If the Eagles lose, they'll be 10-3. The Lions are 9-4. So they would just drop to the 3rd? Actually, wait, let me see. If we're thinking about divisional rankings, you might be right, though. But wait. Hold up. Would they still give Dallas the lead over Philadelphia with this win? Because they'll just split. No, I don't think, because again, they said as long, even if the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles tie, Philly's going to win the division if they Philly's going to win the division if they still go all the way. So Philly's still going to have the tiebreak over them, because Philly beat them the first time in Philadelphia, and then the second time here, they won against Dallas. I'm trying to look at this. The 2 losses they had were to the Jets in the AFC and the Niners. This 3rd loss would be here against the Eagles. That's 2 NFC losses. Everything else they've beaten whoever they want to beat. Dak's going deep. He's got a man open. It will be dropped. This time there is no flag, 4th down here. So you're right about the divisional thing, but would this knock them out of 1st place in their division? It'll knock them out of the number 1 seed, because I think the Niners will take the number 1 seed, but they'll most likely be the 2 seed. Because again, okay, let me take a look at the Cowboys right now. The Cowboys' 3 losses are to the Niners, the Eagles, and the Jets. So they've suffered 2 NFC losses. And then now if the Eagles lose, they would suffer 2 NFC losses as well. But I got to take a look at the NFC South to see divisional records, because I think that's what's going to ultimately determine that. So let's see. The Eagles are 5-1 home. Okay, no, I'm gonna have to check this one here. I'm trying to see who they've beaten. Okay, against the division, they're 3-0. Dallas is 3-1 in the division. Dallas would go to 4-1 in the division, and Philadelphia would drop down to 3-1. So I'm thinking about this now. I guess at that point, yeah, Dallas would technically have the advantage over them, because they wouldn't both be 3-0, 3-1. That'd be okay. And then conference-wise, they're 4-1, and you know what? You might actually have a point. They would drop to the 5th seed. You might have a point. But they did say if Philadelphia does win out, they still win the division. How do the Eagles fix these issues? Because it's looking bad. I wouldn't be surprised if they collapse and lose some games. I mean, I don't know how you fix a secondary. They've been getting burnt all day. So I don't know how you fix that. Those guys, they're lacking physicality. The secondary's been getting burnt all season. So I don't know how you fix that. Their run defense has been solid. I guess if you want, let it be more physical and a lot more potent when it comes to, you know, making stops. So I guess you want your run defense and your front seven to be more aggressive in terms of making stops in the run and getting to the quarterback. You look to improve that. But there's nothing they can do with that secondary. They've been getting cooked all season. They're not going to all of a sudden stop getting cooked. They've been getting cooked all season. Now, offensively, they have to look to start faster. Offensively, the Eagles have to look to start faster. They cannot keep playing the way they're playing offensively in these first halves and assuming they can pull off a double-digit comeback in the second half. They have played way too poorly offensively for them to consistently find ways to win these games, and it's catching up to them. It caught up to them against the Niners, and it's catching up to them tonight against the Dallas Cowboys. Now you're down 17 with 10 minutes left to go. What hope do you have if you're an Eagles fan? You're down 17, and your offense has not put up a single offensive touchdown. What do you do with that? What do you do with that? That's what I would say. What do you do with that? Oh, yeah, Cowboys are. Cowboys are just cooking the Eagles at this point. I have half a mind to end this stream, knowing that the Eagles ain't gonna do much. You know that the Eagles radio play-by-play guy. He's got to be tired, man. He's got the Eagles on the road getting humiliated against the Cowboys. Does Philly have any heart? Do they have any passion? Do they have any soul? So now another drive here for the Eagles. That's not going to amount to anything. First down here, throwing it to A.J. Brown, who ain't really doing much of nothing today.
Let's check back in here with Ozzie Smith. We were saying that they were really hoping to get a little bit more out of him. And one of the things that they were doing with Ozzie is that they wanted him to not just try to stop the run and not just play there, but to actually start attacking up the field. They got another player down here for the Cowboys.
And I'll say this: it's not good. It's not a good thing to watch. It's not a good look to see that legitimately happen when it comes to what's it called? When it comes to the defense losing a lot of pieces, because injuries have started to pile up here a little bit for the Cowboys in this game. So you hope these injuries that these players are suffering is not long term, because Dallas needs their defense to be as great as they can. You know, when you're going to deal with a team like the Niners down the stretch, you want your defense to be potent. And they've been losing a lot of guys. So you hope these injuries aren't severe. That's all you can hope for if you're the Cowboys. He seems to be okay. He's like kind of like jogging. Not jogging. He's more so skipping back to the sideline. And then all of a sudden started limping again because he felt the pain. Second down and 4 here. Dak's had a good game. I would definitely say Dak had a good game. And Philly just embarrassed themselves. Now with a performance like this, I think you can sit back and say Jalen Hurts is MVP. Jalen Hurts' MVP case took a massive hit today. Patrick Mahomes' MVP case took a massive hit today. Lamar's MVP case rose up. Dak Prescott's MVP case today basically may make him the favorite. And then again, you look at Brock Purdy. His MVP case was benefited and risen up again. So I would say probably they're going to sit back and look at this. Calm down, bro. The MVP case would either go Purdy, in terms of top three, it'd be Purdy, Dak, and Lamar, or Dak, Purdy, and Lamar. However they want to do it based on the odds.
Tied to both of the quarterbacks here. Obviously impactful, not just as the offensive coordinator of Jalen Hurts, but a long relationship with Jalen and knowing him. And he was with Dak Prescott in Dak's final 2 years at Mississippi State.
First down to 10. Hurts takes a snap. Pressure's coming by Parsons. Hurts steps up in the pockets. He fires it to A.J. Brown, and A.J. Brown's going to pick up the first down. Eagles moving the chains.
But for Brian Johnson, I would not be the quarterback that I am today.
8:43 left to go. At this point, the Eagles just have to go quick because you got to score a touchdown, hope your defense can make a stop, go down and score another touchdown, and then hope you have timeouts to be able to make a play. They can't really afford to waste time here. This is something where the clock is going to be ticking, so time is not on your side. He gets it to A.J. Brown again, and A.J.'s got to get up quickly, and they got to look to get set quickly. The fact that they're going slow, 8 minutes is 8 minutes. I get it, but still, you're down 3 scores. Are you sure the defense is going to be able to make a stop? You got to go score a touchdown now to get yourself back into this. I know the MVP is a quarterback award, but my MVP is Tyreek Hill. My MVP was going to be a defensive player or Tyreek Hill. Unfortunately, it's a quarterback award. A quarterback award, so they're not going to give it to anybody other than the quarterback. That's why I said Dak Prescott, Brock Purdy, Lamar Jackson, or Brock Purdy, Dak Prescott, Lamar, whoever the hell you want to put it that way. Funny enough, Lamar's not going to get a lot of attention in the MVP race until this end because if you look at how his last 5 games are going to look, honestly, it's going to be very interesting. And he really helps his MVP case because every single team he's playing down the stretch is over 500. Of course, the Steelers ain't going to help that case, but every team he's playing is over 500. If he had a great game against the Rams today. He played well against the Rams, came up clutch on a 3rd and 17, touchdown to Zay Flowers, and they were able to get the win. So that helps his MVP case. The offense was caught offsides here. 5-yard penalty for the Eagles. Yeah, he's going to have Jacksonville next week, which is a pretty damn good team. If he's able to have a great game there, that can help his MVP case. But I think the next 2 really puts it in a situation where if Lamar is going to win the MVP, for those that are still following it, he has to not only beat the Niners and Dolphins, he has to ball out and beat them the way he did. Like, you need to see 3 or 4 touchdown passes in each one of those games against those teams, and the Ravens have got to pull off the victory. That's when they'll sit back and say, all right, give Lamar the MVP. 3rd down and 6, quick throw, A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown's going to pick up the first down. And again, I'm looking at them. They're not getting set fast enough. Like, it's 7 minutes now. This clock is ticking down so much. They're not even looking to get set quickly. You understand you're down 3 scores, right? You think you're going to get an onside kick? Now you're under 7 minutes. It's not even getting close to being set right. They're not even going fast. Like, what are you doing? Hurts takes the snap. Hurts fires over the middle. It's caught by Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith breaking tackles, and he fumbled the ball, and that should end the game. So that should put this game away. The Eagles are done. 3 fumbles on the game. Wow. Devontae Smith can't hold on to a football to save his life. A.J. Brown's right there with him. That's a clean fumble. Yeah, it's over for Philly. Dallas smoked them today. Dallas smoked them. That's a clear punch out. It's over for Philly, man. They got exposed these 2 games. Now I can't say they could beat. You can't sit back and say they could beat the Niners or Dallas. I'm just saying. Philly, at this point, you're just praying you find a way to get home court advantage. You got to at least win the division. You got to at least win the division. If you face off against the Cowboys, you have the advantage there. The Eagles are practically praying that they find a way to win this division, bro. They have no choice but to win the division. Because if they got to go on the road to Dallas, they're going to lose. If they got to go on the road to San Francisco, which they probably will, they're going to lose. This Eagles team is getting exposed, and it's not a good look.
That's up to $1,800 in value. Only on Verizon. Bust.
Ah, Papa John's with Shaq. The Shaq-a-roni pizza. That's good for y'all. But yeah, it's over for the Eagles. This game is over. You had a chance there, and Devontae Smith couldn't hold on to a football to save his life. Ah. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it.
Why are we the only birds heading this way?
Stay close to me and everything will be all right. Ow. Okay.
Moderation, rated PG.
Alright. So this game is pretty much done. Dak had a pretty good game. He did his thing. He did his thing. I think this is gonna help his MVP case. He went head to head with I think Jalen Hurts is about to drop to 5th in the race at this point, or maybe he drops to 4th because Mahomes, that Chiefs team did not look good against the Bills. So like I said, it's right now it's a 2-man race or potentially a 3-man race between Dak, Purdy, and Lamar. In order for Dak, if he steals the number 1 seed, he can't do that. The Niners. Okay, Brock Purdy getting the number 1 seed can actually help out with the way he's been balling out. But then again, he has a head-to-head matchup against the Ravens. If Lamar and the Ravens win that matchup against the Niners and Lamar balls out, that's going to help out Lamar's MVP case. With 6 minutes left, you pretty much know it's done. Turnover number 1 from Jalen Hurts. Turnover number 2 from A.J. Brown. Turnover number 3 from Devontae Smith. So congratulations, your trio, your offensive trio, all fumbled the ball today. Way to go, Philadelphia. Last time was Adrian Peterson in 2013 to win MVP. Besides quarterbacks, could have been Watt in 2013 and Cooper Kupp in 2021. They're not giving it to a receiver. I'm really hoping they give it to Tyreek Hill. That's what I would want. Unfortunately, they're not going to give it to Cooper. They're not Cooper. They're not going to give it to Tyreek Hill, even though he deserves it. I thought the whooping the 49ers gave the Eagles was going to wake them up, but they play soft and weak. Yeah, they look soft today. And by the way, all this talk about Dallas can't beat teams over 500, that ends tonight. They proved it. Like I said, just because you haven't played a team over 500 or you haven't beaten teams over 500 previously, does not mean you don't have the capability of doing so. They lost those games. It happened. Oh, what a catch. Please tell me he got it bounced. Please. He got it. What a throw by Dak Prescott and what a catch by Michael Gallup. Let me see the replay. They're going to have to hurry. I want to see. Uh-oh. No, he got it. He got it. He dragged that second foot. Alright, so that's pretty much game here. Flag on the play, but that's pretty much game here. Alright, that's going to move it back for the Cowboys. Yeah, the Eagles have not looked great at all year. They've won close games, but they have not looked good all year. So are they really a good team, or are they a team that's just been getting lucky like Minnesota last year? I mean, the playoffs will expose what you are, so we'll see. Are the Eagles the 2020 Steelers? No, they're more so like the 2022 Vikings. So I would say, yeah, more like the 2022 Vikings in some cases. This team is heading for 13 wins. But I don't know what that 13 wins is going to entail come playoff time. At least you have some hope with the Eagles because they have gone on a run to a Super Bowl. So they've gotten out of the NFC. They made it to the Super Bowl last year. You have some hope with that. But you're still not fully sure.
They took a deep shot there in that situation. You know, you're trying to protect the lead, whatever. No, they now trust Dak Prescott. If it's there, right throw it. We're good. But if not, he's done such a great job of checking it down that they're not afraid to call 10 over the game now.
Gonna run the ball here on second down to pick up a first down. And at this point, Dallas is just gonna run this clock down. So the Niners are gonna get the #1 seed with a victory here. Dallas has Buffalo, Miami, Detroit. Dallas has got a really tough schedule. Those next 3 games, Buffalo, Miami, and Detroit, that's going to say a lot about them. So we'll see. They were able to take down Seattle. They were able to take down Dallas. I'm not Dallas. They were able to take down Seattle and Philadelphia. Buffalo next week should be interesting. Miami after that should be interesting. And Detroit should be an interesting one. So those final 3 games are the toughest stretch. Washington's a gimme game. So Cowboys definitely got some tough matchups to deal with over the next 3 weeks. But this team looks like they're battle tested to handle whatever gets thrown to them. Eagles got exposed. However you feel about it, the Eagles look like they got exposed. They're not the team you think they are. They are not that team. Just going to run this ball and kill the clock and let's go home. Two-minute warning here. Game's pretty much over, but he's just running the clock down. All right, so what we can take away from this is Dallas is definitely for real. Dallas is definitely legit, and Dallas has the capability of beating the Philadelphia Eagles. Still don't think they can beat the Niners. I picked the Niners to go to Super Bowl. I don't think anyone in the NFC can touch them in the playoffs, but we'll wait and see. A healthy Niners team is going all the way to the Super Bowl. That's just what I'm saying. But we'll see how that goes. Why can't the Eagles win in Dallas? I have no clue. They just keep getting beat there. Eagles walked in and got smacked. 4th-ranked team in the league behind Cowboys, Niners, and Ravens. Dolphins and Chiefs questionable. Well, Dolphins are going to look to prove themselves. They got us on New Year's Eve, so we'll see. They're going to look to prove themselves. Oh, Dallas. You proved yourself. So now we don't need anyone, talk about whether or not Dallas legit. I don't think they can beat the Niners. I stand by that. But at least they're going to be a team that if they match up with Philadelphia come playoff time, I actually think they can win that game. Dolphins just got question marks all over for me. Yeah, Dallas was able to prove they could beat teams over 500. The Dolphins have yet to do that. So until Miami does that, people have question marks. Also, didn't Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle burn and cook y'all secondary last time? Yeah, they did when Marlon Humphrey went out, and they had Brandon Stevens, and who else was it? Yeah, because Tyreek Hill was getting locked up. He was getting locked up by Marlon Humphrey in the first half. Then in the second half, specifically the fourth quarter, when Marlon Humphrey got injured and went out the game, Tua just started targeting Tyreek Hill and targeting that left side, or that right side of the defense that usually Marlon Humphrey's at, and just kept targeting whoever was covering Tyreek Hill. And eventually, it resulted to Tyreek Hill being left up wide open, not once but twice downfield, because again, there's no Marlon Humphrey to cover him. So yeah, that's how that happened. They blew a 21-point lead. That sucks. Hopefully they won't do that this time around. Yeah, Dak just took the sack there. There's no reason to try and put yourself in any risk of turning the ball over for no reason.
That's number 2. That's 11.5 on the season. 16 last
Alright, so man, this game is pretty much on ice.
In
Um,
Milwaukee, Iowa.
the Cowboys are gonna get the victory here. Ooh. The Cowboys are gonna get the victory here. They're gonna advance to 10-3, the same record as the Philadelphia Eagles. Philly's gonna drop to 10-3, which means the Niners are gonna get the #1 seed in the NFC, and Dallas is gonna take the 2 seed because now they have the head-to-head match. They got the better divisional record because they'll be 4-1. Meanwhile, the Eagles still have to face off against the Giants because they played the Cowboys and played the Commanders twice now. They have not played the Giants. Those should be 2 easy wins for the Giants. I'm not Giants for the Eagles. That should be 2 easy wins for the Eagles. But you know, with this Eagles team, who knows? Because it's always weird when they take on the Giants. They usually win those games, but it's always weird when they take on the Giants. Either way, it should be interesting. But you know, based on certain tiebreakers and stuff, Philadelphia just needs to win their final 4 games. They could be 10-3 right now. If Philly wins their final 4 games, they win the division. It's as simple as that. They win the division. So Dallas right now, even with this win, they're gonna get the divisional lead now. But if the Eagles sweep their final 4 games, the Eagles win the NFC East. Because both teams at best will have a 5-1 record on. Both teams at best will have a 5-1 record in the division. But I think there's still going to be a tiebreaker somewhere. Either way, I just want to say this did not live up to the hype because once again the Eagles just decided to embarrass themselves on primetime again. Did it last week against the Niners. Well, they didn't go to primetime, but they did last week against the Niners. What's going on, Trent? Appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, Eagles got embarrassed and destroyed last week against the Niners, and this week they get embarrassed by the Cowboys. So, yeah. Next week is kind of sad knowing we could have had Trayvon Diggs versus Stephon Diggs, but not happening. It would have been fantastic to see a battle of the Diggs because you'd be like, all right, brother versus brother. Trayvon's gonna, he's gonna be covering his brother the entire day. That would have been awesome. Unfortunately, we're not gonna get that because Diggs is hurt. Fans leaving early because there's nothing they need to deal with. What are your thoughts on the Ravens game? Well, Trent, check out my channel. I uploaded my reaction. So I got my initial thoughts in regards to the game against the Ravens. If you want to see my entire thoughts or initial reaction to the game, check out my channel. I got the video for that for you, Trent. But in terms of what I got to say right now about the Ravens game, it was crazy. One of the craziest games of the season. It's probably going to be game of the year. I mean, it's going to be one of the game of the year candidates. And it was easily the best game of Week 14. Ravens defense had one of their worst performances of the season. A team that averages giving up 15 points, gave up 31 points of offense. Well, not 31 points, 29 points of offense, excuse me. 29 points is unacceptable from them. They gave up 20 points in the first half. That is the most points they've given up any half this season. That was an embarrassment by them, but they managed to lock it in the second half. Shout out to them. Marlon Humphrey needs to go find his hands because for some reason he can't catch footballs, even when it's right in his hands. Lamar, when the offense was clutch when it needed to be, and they started to get something going in the deep ball game. As for the deep ball connection between Lamar and Bateman, there's little to no connection there. That's something they still got to work on. But Lamar was able to find Odell, which he has a lot of connection with and a lot of chemistry with, and found Isaiah Likely, who he also has connection with and chemistry. And he found Zay Flower on that 3rd and 17 play. Another guy he has chemistry and connection with. And also got some clutch catches to guess who? Nelson Aguilar. Another guy he has connection with. I don't know why Lamar and Bateman don't have this some sort of connection or chemistry, but it's something that's got to be fixed. Because if you can bring him along, the Ravens will be in a good position. So while the defense did not show up, the offense was able to make plays and to keep us alive in that first half to just make it a close game. And then in the second half, they just continued to do what they needed to do. And finally, the Ravens had a good fourth quarter. When we needed Lamar the offense to go down the field and score a touchdown to take the lead, Lamar the offense went down the field to score a touchdown to take the lead. And again, if Humphrey would have brought his hands, we don't go to OT. But we went to OT, and shout out to Tylan Wallace for getting his first career touchdown on a walk-off game-winning punt return touchdown. That was sweet.
Quarterback rating
Next week's game shouldn't be viewed as an easy win. John, none of the games moving forward are viewed as easy. Every team you're going up against moving forward is a team over 500. So none of the games next week will be seen easy. The Jaguars aren't seen this easy. The Niners might be the best team in football. And the Dolphins, we're trying to see if we're a better team than them. That's going to be a battle for the AFC 1 seed. And then the Pittsburgh Steelers, we always play them tough, and it always comes down to the wire. So, John, we don't need to do this next week's game or the week afterward. Every game moving forward was going to be... This game today was seen as a tough game. Like I said the other day, the last 5 games of the season, the Ravens are going up against teams that are 500 or better. None of these games are going to be cakewalks. And as we saw today, that Rams team was not a cakewalk. So next week against Jacksonville, in Jacksonville, won't be a cakewalk. The following week on Christmas against the Niners won't be a cakewalk. New Year's Eve against the Dolphins won't be a cakewalk. The final game of the season in January against the Steelers won't be a cakewalk. And with that last run, the Dallas Cowboys embarrassed the Philadelphia Eagles. They get the 33-13 win. Philly did not score a single offensive touchdown. They embarrassed themselves. They came all the way to Dallas. To score 6 points. Never forget that. They came all the way to Dallas to score 6 points. Yet they claim they're the best team in football. Where? No. Move aside. If there's any argument for the best team in football, it's San Francisco, maybe Baltimore. But I'd probably say San Francisco. So, it is what it is there. Eagles got exposed. Like I said, I'm not worried about what the Steelers' record will be coming then. We know what it's going to be when it comes to matching up with the Ravens. Even though the Eagles lost, they still hold on to the division if they both have the same record. Yeah, if the Eagles sweep their last 4 games, which 2 of them will be against the Giants, if they win their last 4 games, it doesn't matter what Dallas does. Eagles win the division. If they lose one of those games, the window opens up for Dallas to steal the division. So even with this loss, Dallas still is in a uphill battle in terms of trying to get that divisional crown. Eagles just have to win their final 4 games against easy opponents, and they're going to sweep. And they're going to not sweep. They're going to win the division. Meanwhile, Dallas has to deal with Detroit. They got to deal with the Bills. They got to deal with the Dolphins. They don't have an easy schedule down the stretch. So they're going to be more battle tested even if they don't get the division. Either way, guys, I appreciate you stopping by. I'm going to end it here. Eagles got embarrassed. You might want to say Eagles got exposed. Whatever you want to say is whatever you want to say. Dallas finally got a definitive win against a team well over 500. A team most people said was the best team in football. Dallas said, no, thank you. The Niners exposed them, and guess what? We'll expose them too. The Niners said they got the blueprint for the Eagles, and the Cowboys said, oh, you got the blueprint? Bet. Let me see that blueprint real quick. Oh, let's take a look at the film. Oh, this is how you beat this Philly team? Bet. We about to use this on Sunday Night Football. The blueprint the Niners showcased last week to beat the Eagles, the Cowboys took a look at that film and said, oh yeah, we can do that defensively. Let's shut down Jalen Hurts. And guess what? It worked again. So Eagles, it's time to get back to the drawing boards. Figure something out offensively. You cannot keep coming out here offensively and doing nothing for the first half and assuming you're going to find a way to pull off a comeback. It's not going to help you out. You better get it together first half. And your defense, your secondary's cooked. Your run defense is starting to get very sluggish. It's not working out. Figure something out real quick, Philly. Otherwise, you're going to go 1 and done in the playoffs. With that being said, I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. Another crazy Sunday. Week 14 is almost in the books. We got 2 Monday Night Football games. We'll see what happens with that. But yeah, with that being said, that's all I've got. Appreciate you guys stopping by, and I'm out of here, man.